There is a city where the lights have always been brightest, where champions are made and legends are kept. Los Angeles. Home to Aragon, to Chacon, to Mosley, to the Golden Boy himself. 100 years of fighters, 100 years of gloves. Tonight, those gloves come off, and a new chapter of the storied history of boxing is made as BKB bare knuckle boxing makes its Los Angeles debut. And in the main event, an adopted son of this city returns to the only stage he has never stood on, a world champion at 24. A man who has shared the ring with Berto, with Maidana, with Floyd Mayweather himself, who left the ring for the lights of Hollywood and the red carpet.
I've done everything in boxing, but I've never done this.
Vicious Victor Ortiz. He meets a man who has waited his whole career for a night like this. 18 victories.
He's a name, and I'm a problem.
Nothing all to lose. Dominic Salcido. And in the co-main event, a man whose road here began 9,000 miles away. Born in Baghdad.
God first, kill or be killed.
His skills in the martial arts brought him to the bright lights. Los Angeles gave him a second life. Tonight, he pays it back with his bare hands. Adel Altamimi. And across from him, a man who does not care where he has been, only where he is going. Also tonight, a two-division champion goes hunting for a third. He drops tonight to super welterweight. He gives up the size. He gives up nothing else. BKB champion, LT Smash Nelson. Standing across from him, the fifth-ranked contender in the division, and a man built to spoil a coronation. Serob Minassian. And they are not alone. A hunter transcends. A third division, a third belt. A man who has never once been satisfied. Cub Hawkins. And a man who has stood across the ring from Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto, and Erislandy Lara. Tonight, he makes his bare-knuckle debut. Alfredo El Perro Angulo. No gloves, no hiding, no place to put the truth but in front of you. Live from downtown Los Angeles, this is BKB 56, Ortiz versus Salcido, and it starts right now. Welcome to Los Angeles, the city of angels. Yep, it's the entertainment capital of the world, and we're here in downtown LA to bring you the glitz, the glamour, and the greatest bare-knuckle fights in the world. Welcome to what will be a Super Bowl moment for bare-knuckle boxing tonight.
Oh, does it feel good in here? What's good, everybody? Welcome in. Do you know what they say? There's nothing like LA Live, and we are sold out. Say it with me. Sold out at the historic Novo Theater here in downtown Los Angeles. My name is the Coach. I'll be navigating the ship throughout the night. Let's introduce our entire team. To my left is the OG, our guy, Gareth A. Davies, tremendous on the open. But look who's new to our team, the former undefeated, undisputed champion of the world, Sanisa Estrada is here. Can't wait to hear from you. And then the big man on the end, our guy, Dada 5000. So, Gareth, I'm going to start with you. You've been here from the jump. It's a big step up tonight. How big?
Yeah, well, as I said, we're in the capital of the world in terms of entertainment. It's a Super Bowl moment. We got new sponsors, new branding. We got fighters from boxing, real elite fighters, from MMA elite fighters, and our own bare-knuckle elite fighters themselves. This is a seismic moment in the sport. We aren't looking back from here. We are capturing the zeitgeist.
You're damn right. It's supposed to be an fight card. We do have one piece of business we've got to hit on. Cub Hawkins, he's a big star here. He will not fight tonight. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, just a quick note, housekeeping on Cub Hawkins. He is our current light heavyweight champion. He was our former cruiserweight world champion. He was making middleweight here, but due to medical reasons, he's had to be withdrawn from the card. Safety first for all fighters.
Absolutely. All right, Sinisa, let's bring you in for the first time. We already saw Jojo Diaz on the prelims TikTok. He looked amazing. You're a former high-level boxer. Why do you think the high-level boxers are doing so well? We have more tonight with Ortiz in the main event in bare knuckle.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all the fighters on the card, but specifically the boxers. And, you know, they're crossing over because it's so exciting and it's growing so rapidly. And if you have fighting in your blood like I do, you just get this urge to take off the gloves and get in that trigon.
Oh, wow, itchy knuckles from Sinisa already.
Well, she has fought in this building before. Correct. All right, big man Dada down there. You were here literally from your backyard to now L.A. What is it that you're feeling right now, big man?
Wow, listen. The feeling is indescribable. To come from the biggest backyard in America to the biggest city, doing shows on a Saturday night under the bright lights. Listen, the energy is contagious. It's all inside the air. These fighters, tonight they have a story to tell, and their hands are going to describe in the mighty trigon just how they feel.
And did you use the word biggest? Oh, I think you did. Let's go ahead and take a look at the card tonight, because from the start, you don't want to blink, because the big man is going to be on display. Gareth, give me a couple of fights you're most looking forward to.
Well, this first fight, the young heavyweight, 23-year-old Jesse Sparks, who hasn't got a mark on his body that you couldn't tattoo at the right now, because he's a roadmap for tattoos. He is our Mike Tyson. If he doesn't implode, he's going to be a major start. And of course, LT Smash Nelson, minus 1,000 against Rob Minassian, who is the star of this sport, and Victor Ortiz, and that man Alfredo Angulo. That's my pick.
We're going to be here throughout the night with the four of us, but it's now time to send it down to Trigon side. We've got 3 E's. We've got Bernie, we have Jim E, and we have Paul E. Gentlemen, take it away. Good evening.
Coach, it's great to talk to you. And look, tonight we have a great main event. Victor Ortiz taking on Dominic Salcido. Ortiz, a crossover star like we've never seen before. He's been in the ring against the best glove boxers in history. He's also starred along the best actors in Hollywood and even danced with the stars. Tonight he gets a chance to start something completely new alongside Dominic Salcido, who hit rock bottom, got himself together for this opportunity at Redemption. So, Paulie, what can we expect from these two guys who are doing something new, something you just went through a few years ago?
I think there's going to be a lot of motivation on both parts. You know, Victor Ortiz has been out of fighting for a while. You know, you get that itch, you get that feeling that you want to return to the spotlight. Like you mentioned, Victor's done Dancing with the Stars. He's done some big Hollywood stuff. And, of course, he was a world championship boxer on the highest levels. So for him, he might be getting the itch. He might have missed this. You know, it's sort of a different path to a high level again. For Salcido, it's a huge opportunity. You know, he's a guy who was a pro boxer, was not a world champion, but he was a guy who was always known as a tough guy. He was always a difficult guy to deal with, and he wants to be that difficult guy to deal with tonight against Victor Ortiz. You know, Ortiz has had some issues at times where he's at such a high level, and all of a sudden he sort of falls off out of nowhere. We saw some of that in his career. Salcido wonders if he can get him to that point tonight.
And let's talk about the setting here in Los Angeles, California. I'm saying this to a proud Mexican-American. Bernardo, you know, 2 Mexicans in the main event. Having La Raza as your fan base is great. It comes with a lot of pressure. You're expected to fight Mexican. You don't back up. You don't give any space. You don't submit to the odds. So these fighters talk about what they want to accomplish. There's a lot of pressure. You talk about Victor Ortiz's past. There have been some questions about his heart when the going gets tough. Can he go out there and throw everything at his opponent? Because 2 Mexicans, you know that's fireworks.
And I spoke with Alfredo Angulo, who will also be on this card, the former world champion. Ask him about Jojo Diaz, who already showed out, and Victor Ortiz. He says, I don't know what they have in their heart. Well, in that trigon, there's only one way to find out, and that's throwing punches. Coach, we're going to go right back, coming right here from the Novo Theater in Los Angeles. Jesse Sparks will make the Sparks fly against Darius Lassane.
Say yes. That's why we're America's #1 backyard building experts. Can we install your custom tough shed in a day? Yes. Are we proud to be made in America? Yes. Can you drive over a tough shed in a 4x4? Yes, but please don't. If you buy this month, can you get up to 18 months of no interest and no payments? Yes. That's right. We're saying yes to no payments till 2028 for qualified buyers. Call, click, or visit while this deal lasts. And it feels good to say yes to that.
Back inside the Novo Theater, the man they call Debo, the Gravedigger. Lassane, he is making his way to the Trigon with a record 3-1 with 3 knockouts in glove boxing. You see how close the odds are, both minus. Sparks at minus 128. He's a beast. And Lassane says, I've been in the ring with guys like him. I've been in the gym with guys like him. I've been in the streets fighting guys like him. But tonight they'll both be in the Trigon fighting one another. One's named the Gravedigger, the other the Reaper. Somebody start digging.
Those are guys with those nicknames who aren't used to seeing the judges, right? Not used to seeing, now you're seeing a lot of decisions, but look at the physical disparity here. Lassane weighing in just over the heavyweight limit. He's the smaller guy in the Trigon by far. Is going to have to overcome that.
Jimmy, I'll tell you, both guys might be bigger than the Trigon itself. You know what I mean? The Trigon is so small that both guys might have a size advantage on the Trigon. You talk about these guys not used to going to distance with those kind of nicknames. The Trigon itself almost never goes to distance. So I think that combination of things, we might have a fast start to this fight, and it could get exciting and could get violent very quickly.
These guys did promise violence, and those two guys are big, but there's one guy who's even bigger. His name is Big Mo.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner from Huntington Beach, California, Jesse Sparks.
That is no show. That is exactly his demeanor, 24/7, 1,000 miles an hour, all day, all night.
You're one of those guys, you run him into the hotel and you're like, dude, you all right? He's like, oh, hey, Jimmy, what's up? Like, he'll snap out of it because that's how he walks around. They almost got into it at the weigh-in, had to be separated. Him and his crew had to be separated. But once again, you look at his demeanor. This is a guy who went to jail very, very young. He said, I made some bad decisions, and I managed to straighten my life out. We talk about his toughest battles. He said they're in my head, staying on the straight and narrow, staying out of jail again. He channels that energy into the Trigon, Paulie.
Yeah, and that's the only way you do it. You know, a lot of times that mental health battle, you know, you want to direct that energy. You don't want to wind up on the wrong path, and you can direct that energy in the correct way in a combat sport. It can really, really be therapeutic and also upbuilding.
He says, winning my first fight in 19 seconds changed my life. It's like a new drug to me, seeing people celebrate my victory, but now I have to be professional inside and outside the Trigon. We mentioned the fact, I said, what are the tattoos about? He's like, mental health. He's like, anytime a tattoo touches a face, you gotta question it. He says, the most painful tattoo I've got is a snake on my face. So this guy's no joke.
We're like, no kidding, the temple, really? That was the most painful place? Yeah, it sucks.
We're going to take a look at how these two men are already in each other's face, trying to get it started early. Guys, let's go to the tail of the tape first. It's brought to you by Adios Tequila Seltzer, the official tequila seltzer of BKB. 8 years younger is Sparks. He's an inch taller. And when you look at the reach, there's a 1-inch reach advantage for Jesse Sparks. And Big Mo is ready to introduce them because these guys want to go now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome our viewers joining us around the world on Vice TV, Telemundo, and talkSPORT. And good evening, Los Angeles, California. Tonight, we present to you BKB for the very first time in the City of Angels, where all fights take place inside the smallest fighting surface in combat sports, the mighty Trigon, under bare-knuckle rules. We open tonight's main card in the heavyweight division, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. This bout is brought to you by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com, and by Adios Tequila Seltzer, the official tequila seltzer of BKB. Our referee in charge when the bell rings is Frank Trigg. Let's meet the fighters first. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim, he stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 214 pounds even, a veteran of glove boxing, but tonight he takes the gloves off for the very first time, making his bare-knuckle debut from Lumberton, North Carolina, by way of Charlotte, North Carolina. He is now his opponent, standing across the trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. He weighed in at 256.4 pounds. Tonight, he enters the trigon undefeated as a professional. One fight, one victory. Fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, Jesse the Reaper Sparks.
The Reaper said, if the grave digger really thinks that he's going to need to dig a grave, you better start digging now, because I'm going to put him on the pavement. Here to go, and as expected, they meet the center of the ring. There's a big push from the Reaper, and he's on him immediately. His first fight only lasted 19 seconds. He hit him while he's down.
Choked him down and got a late shot.
A lot of nervous energy from Sparks. He's got to calm it down. Guy's got strong strength. He's got ability, but he's got to calm it down.
Yeah, Trigg actually telling him it's Frank Trigg.
Trigg doing the right thing. Yep. And it's bad for Sparks, because now his opponent gets a chance to recover there.
And Lassane says, you know what? He hit me while I'm down. I'm going to milk it.
Yep.
Gonna take the energy out of Jesse Sparks. He came out getting shot out of a cannon. Lassane to have a chance casting it clean, and he won't have another opportunity.
And he celebrates over. I mean, he goes right over to the former champion, or the champion, John Bernard, to celebrate in his face. This is uncalled for.
Man, Jesse Sparks just might get himself disqualified.
I don't know what's going to happen now. And Jesse Sparks is
trying to start a fight outside of the trigon.
There's a lot of nervous
Frank Trigg
energy
is still counting.
There's a lot of nervous energy there. There's a lot of nervous energy there.
It was a right to the temple that.
The problem I have now is he going to get the win? I mean, he had a win in his pocket, but now I don't know. Does he get disqualified? I don't even know what happens.
I don't know if Trigg even finished the count.
There's too much nervous energy. You can see with Sparks, there's ability there, but there's too much nervous energy, and it's like we all get anxious and nervous before a fight. But part of being a pro, part of being a guy who does this very well, is knowing how to channel that energy and keep yourself calm to execute the plan. You know, Sparks has a lot of ability there in a bare knuckle fight, but I don't know, man. Can he channel this correct? Because eventually this is going to cost him either way, whether it's tonight by DQ or somebody makes him pay for it inside the trigon.
It's the first knockdown when he hits him down when he's down.
He shucked him down with the hand, didn't get a count there. And now here is the final knockdown, and maybe, now this is the first one. Shucked him down and hit him. That's why we didn't get a count from Frank Trigg. Boom. Now here's a big overhand right. But once again, I don't know if Trigg got a chance to actually get to 10.
BKB 56 is presented by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com. Adios Tequila Seltzer, the official tequila seltzer of BKB. Thirst Responder, the official hydration water of BKB. Tough Shed, you dream it, we build it at toughshed.com. Producer Mezcal, a mezcal for everyone. Estrella Insurance. Pay less than what you pay now for auto insurance, up to 50% less. By Hydro Shot, science in every sip, performance you can trust. And BoxRec, the official data partner of BKB.
As expected here in Southern California, we have yet to get a full decision. The referee, Frank Trigg, as well as Andy Foster from the California State Athletic Commission, looking at the footage, and apparently the knockout win looks like it's going to stand, but now what they're looking at is whether they withhold the check for the actions of the Reaper, Jesse Sparks, afterward. And you know what? You have to act professionally. You mentioned it from the go, Jimmy. You have to let the referee make his final count.
That's one thing. The right hand was legal. The knockdown was legal. Unlike the first one, which he was shut down by the head, which is why Frank Trigg never gave him a count. This second knockdown is clean and legal. But look at this. When he got the knockdown, this is the first knockdown again. When he got the second knockdown, right here with this overhand, he doesn't let Trigg count, gets in the way. As soon as Trigg pushes him away, he starts a fight outside the trigon, which once again distracts Frank Trigg and prevents him from making an accurate count. Now, the other side of it is, Lassane never got up. He didn't get up for 2 or 3 minutes. So you can call that a TKO because he never got up at all.
There's one more thing too. Him and John Bernard, who is the lightweight world champion at BKB, they were getting into it even at the hotel. And here it looks like Bernard kind of puts a foot on that ring apron too. So is it a situation where you disqualify him, or is it a situation where he got the win and then was arguing with the other team?
All right. Let's get some clarity as to what the commission has decided with Big Mo in the Trigon.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frank Trigg calls a stop to this contest at 34 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by knockout and still undefeated, Jesse the Reaper Sparks.
So in his professional career so far, going 19 seconds the first time out, second 34 seconds, 53 total seconds, Gareth Davis is with the winner.
Congratulations on a very controversial victory there. The assessment board had a look at the replays, looked through it again. Give us your view on what happened in that fight.
To be honest, when he was right here, you guys talking about like right there, that punch. Yeah, I thought he was going to get up, so I just fucking threw it.
That was the first one, and then when you knocked him down with the right hand, you stood over him, and there were problems maybe with the ref counting. Then you had a fight with John Barnard, potentially, his coach, on the other side of the Trigon. What is it that happens to you when you pull that ripcord and all that adrenaline comes out?
I just black out, sir. I'm sorry. I love fighting, and it's the only thing I'm really good at, and I just black out when I'm in the ring.
People are describing you as bare knuckles, young Mike Tyson. You're 23, you haven't got a kind of room on your body for a new tattoo. You've been kind of in prison, you've come out, you've changed your life. What does it mean to get the win tonight after originally I think they were going to disqualify you?
Well, it means a lot, honestly, yeah. I mean, if they disqualified me, that would have sucked, but thank God they didn't. Thank God he got back up, and I really shout out to my opponent, Debo, the Gravedigger. Thank God for taking this fight last minute, and that guy's a warrior. Thank you.
You ready to rock in about a month's time in Miami if there's a space on that card?
If there's a space, I'm there. I'm there. And I'll try to keep on bettering my behavior, sir.
That's good, because you promised me you wouldn't cuss tonight, and you haven't, which is amazing.
Yeah, I told you I'm working on myself for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Sparks.
Well, actually, he did let one go, but at the end of the day, Gareth was very, very lenient on that. But nonetheless, look, the talent is there, the power is there, but you have to be able to restrain it.
You got to channel it. You got to channel it, especially when you're young. Everybody has that nervous energy. Listen, we all have the nervous energy, when we fight older, but just as you age, you learn to control it. But even at a young age, you got to learn how to control it better than that. There's ability there. There's talent there. He's got a natural big power. He's promotable in a lot of ways, but he's got to stop getting in his own way.
Mike Tyson, you don't want to be the ear-biting guy. You want to be the young Mike Tyson. That's all I'm going to say about it.
All right, coming up next, we've got more action. Ozzy Alvarez and Kane Tomlinson.
Moving along, ladies and gentlemen, now to the light heavyweight division. Making his way to the Trigon, fighting out of the blue corner. Please welcome Kane Tomlinson Jr. Fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Ozzy Alvarez.
Glad you're back with us here inside the Novo Theater for BKB 56 as we see the rain bet odds favoring Ozzy Alvarez, who's making his way into the Trigon. Already inside waiting for him is K9 Tomlinson, the brother of Zion Tomlinson, who for right now has the performance of the night on our undercard.
And he was also an underdog when he won. The brother was an underdog. Yeah, 2-1 dog, but the Kane is a slightly smaller underdog, but not an underdog nonetheless.
Ozzy Alvarez, he trained with me early on in his MMA career about 15 years ago, walked into the gym, didn't know how to turn over a punch, didn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch, but physical specimen. He walked in and we went, whoa. You locked up with him, you're like, man, he's strong. 15 years later, he
strength.
has that natural, unbelievable athletic ability. 1.7-3 in MMA, an up-and-coming guy. Lost to a guy named Curtis Millender. Very good fighter, very technical fighter. And it's one of those things where he's always had the physical ability. He's got to find his niche, his ability to translate that physical ability into a long, sustained performance. He's promising that tonight.
Jimmy, I love the saying, doesn't know a wristwatch from a wrist lock.
Gorilla Monsoon, baby.
Yeah. I say that because in boxing we say, doesn't know a left hook from a fish hook.
Yeah, exactly. Gorilla Monsoon,
same
shout out to you, buddy.
All right, it's time for our BKB Tale of the Tape, brought to you by RainBet. BKB 56 is presented by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com. You see the 15-year age difference, very similar height, equal reach. The odds continue to favor Ozzy Alvarez, but may the odds be ever in your favor is what they say. Nonetheless, Big Mo is ready to get things started, and let's see if this has as quick a start as his brother.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Novo here at LA Live in Los Angeles, California for BKB 56. As we move along with our main card, we now arrive at the light heavyweight division, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. This bout is brought to you by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com and by Tough Shed. You dream it, we build it at toughshed.com. Our referee in charge when the bell rings is Chris Lieben. Let's meet the fighters first. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the pink trunks with black trim. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 180.5 pounds. Tonight, he enters the Trigon, a veteran of 6 professional bare-knuckle contests, hailing from Roanoke, Virginia. He is Kane Tomlinson Jr. And now his opponent standing across the Trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with black trim. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 175 pounds even, a veteran of 1 professional bare-knuckle contest and multiple mixed martial arts bouts, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Colfax, California. Introducing Ozzy Outlaw Alvarez.
Are you ready? Fight!
Knuckle up, fellas, because it's time for our second fight of this BKB 56 card, our Super Bowl here in Los Angeles, California. Bernardo Osuna, Paulie Malignaggi, and Jimmy Smith, Trigon side. And look, Kane Tomlinson made no bones about it. He said, Ozzy, he's a 40-year-old man, likes to run for it, but I'm prepared for that. I feel like my speed and power would be too much. Making his BKB debut, never been in the Trigon. His brother told him, don't get trapped in the corner.
Ozzy Alvarez, he's trying to play the counter punch, but Tomlinson pointing to the center of the Trigon.
I was just going to say, because Bernie was saying, he likes to make a run for it. And just as he was saying that, Ozzy was actually telling Tomlinson was telling Alvarez, nah, stay here.
Max Holloway, yep. We know it well, but I think Ozzy's smart strategy, staying on the outside against a power puncher, looking for the counter shot. You see the speed of Tomlinson.
You see him switch southpaw for moments on the orthodox stance as well. A little bit of blood on the bridge of the nose. Ozzy gets hooked by a nice right hand.
Ozzy not using the lead jab in those outside positions. Kind of waiting. It's not a good idea in the Trigon.
Yeah, because if you want to establish any kind of distance, you got to at least use the jab. Because it's already difficult to establish distance in the Trigon as it is. If you're not using your jab, you're not going to establish any distance. Tomlinson working his way inside very effectively.
And just a quick reminder, Jimmy, we're only going 2-minute rounds here in California because this is the first ever BKB card under the California State Athletic Commission's purview.
Well, guess what? It hasn't prevented us from having a ton of first-round knockouts. It hasn't made any difference.
We work our way in smoothly here in BKB, you know?
Oh, nice short right hook by K9.
You see the physical speed of Tomlinson, both him and his brother, very explosive.
Round 1 in the books. We hear the bell here in SoCal.
At Tough Shed, we love to say yes. That's why we're America's #1 backyard building experts. Can we install your custom Tough Shed in a day? Yes. Are we proud to be made in America? Yes. Can you drive over a tough shed in a 4x4? Yes, but please don't. If you buy this month, can you get up to 18 months of no interest and no payments? Yes. That's right, we're saying yes to no payments till 2028 for qualified buyers. Call, click, or visit while this deal lasts. And it feels good to say yes to that.
BKB's first ever visit to Southern California is a complete sellout inside the Novo Theater as we get ready for round number 2. BKB 56, Los Angeles inside the ring. Ozzy Alvarez against Kane Tomlinson Jr. Already Kane's brother, Zion, had an amazing knockout in the undercard portion of the fight. So he kind of set the gauntlet, Jimmy, for his other brother, Kane Jr.
You got to raise the bar. Can have your brother doing better than you are, but Ozzy Alvarez, I think, did a good job clinching at the right time, biding his time in round number 1. Got it to your point, Paulie. You got to start pulling the trigger in round number 2.
Yeah, and that's also the 40-year-old. Sometimes you don't get to pull the trigger as much as you should.
But K9 pulls the trigger, lands a couple of rights, and then gets pushed down, so it's called a slip by the referee, Chris Leben. And he misses and then gets pushed once again. Both are a little wild here, especially K9.
Yeah, one thing about Ken Tomlinson is, if you see previous fights of his bare knuckle, he's just over his skis a whole lot. He's not always on balance like that. Doesn't always have his feet underneath them. And right now, Ozzy Alvarez is trying to take advantage of that.
Ozzy said, look, I'm naturally right-handed. I fought southpaw, though, since wrestling is like a mirrored angle. And Bruce Lee fought southpaw. Michael Bisping is lefty, but fights orthodox. You know, I've been able to sit comfortably over the years, and we've seen him do it with success so far here in the first 2 rounds. Looking for angles is Ozzy.
He says he likes to stay light on his feet, but hasn't really angled that much in this fight.
He got clipped by a left, and then he lands a right against Tomlinson. And once again, I don't know if he's slipping or if he's just, like you said, over his skis continually. Bad balance inside the triangle tonight.
Yeah, he tends to fight that way. And remember his last bare knuckle fight, he was knocked down, I forget how many times, but I thought a lot of them were slips. I thought he got cuffed a lot of time. The referee didn't do a great job seeing that. I think Chris Leben doing a better job of recognizing that tonight.
Well, Chris did bare knuckle, so, you know,
Chris has done everything.
An experienced referee and fighter.
Just falling all over.
You see what I mean? He tends to fall a lot.
And he counted that as a knockdown.
Well, he did eat one going down. That's referee discretion.
And also Chris says, hey, man, fix your form, bro. I've done this before.
What do you say, Paul? Got 3 left feet, bro.
If you're falling over and you get touched with a slip punch, it might not knock you over, but you're already off balance. Referee's discretion, like you said, Jimmy.
K9 gets a talking to from his father, Kane Tomlinson Sr., as he goes over to the blue corner. And Ozzy with a 10-8 round.
But also you see the output in between rounds. Tomlinson really busy in round number 1, but not so much in round number 2.
All right. The corner cam is brought to you by Thirst Responder, the official hydration water of BKB.
As I was saying, the output, Tomlinson real busy in round number 1. Round number 2 went down a little bit. Ozzy not that busy in round 1, but consistently not that busy in round 2. Pacing a little bit better.
You know how it is with us old guys. We need to warm the engine for the old Cadillac, and then eventually it warms in, you know?
All right. Paulie, was it a knockdown?
A little older than you, Paulie, but yeah, I take the point.
Ozzy's younger than me. You know? Once I was talking about the 40s. There's the knockdown, and there's what we're talking about referee's discretion as Kane was falling in.
You always tell fighters, Paulie, in the gym, never set a pace you can't keep.
Yep.
And Ozzy's just being a little bit more patient with his style.
And again, you recognize that as an older fighter. You recognize, that there's pace there. Paulie, even the cripple looking at the replay. I like it.
And
wants to check for the knockdown.
Want to see if it was or not a knockdown before they allow the action to start. So they say no knockdown.
So no knockdown. All right.
So instead of a 10-8 round, now it could go either way.
You know what? I like that. It's not like VAR in the FIFA World Cup, which is miserable. I love this. The replay here is used for what it's supposed to be used like. You give the referee a chance to make the discretion. Whereas in VAR, they got the guys in Toronto telling the referee what to call.
And choosing what they want to look at and what they don't want to look at.
But Paulie, the problem remains the same. He's been falling down. He's been off balance a lot. It's going to consider you closer.
I mean, it's just not a good look either.
Yeah, either way, Ozzy a little more confident now.
Nice left hand, and then he goes right down again.
That was some of it was also Ozzy pulling him down.
Quit slipping, bro. I mean, all that's going to take really from Ozzy Alvarez is time a right uppercut, and he can catch him.
Or even a check hook.
Or just be a little busy with your punches. You're going to catch him with something before that knockdown that the referee can actually call.
A lot of times when a guy's jumping in like that, falling like that with his head first, it's that uppercut off the back foot. As you're stepping back, put your weight on the back foot, you can shoot it.
There was a clean break, but remember, there's dirty boxing here.
Mouthpiece out. Somebody, I don't know.
No, it's something else. It's a piece of something.
It might be from the hair of Ozzy, who's having trouble with it. I was going to say he was having a Paulie Malignaggi moment.
Man, I'll bring back those memories. Come on,
Look at the lump on the left side of the face.
Good, let me see your hands. Wipe them up. Let's box. Let's go.
Let's see what Ozzy Alvarez could do after going down here in round number 3 against Kane Tomlinson. Best he can is tie him up.
Bowling in, leading with his head, going for the double under.
Work in there, gentlemen.
Great stuff in wrestling, but not able to punch from that position. And Ozzy seems, as he throws left hand, a little hesitant, commit with his power punches. One thing we've seen tonight, the fighters who commit with their power punches find success. Very the
what it is, Jimmy, also when you're a little older, it's hard to get that last 6 inches to close that gap, because you're not as quick on that initial step, so therefore you lose speed on the entrance. And that last 6 inches, you need to answer. See, he's coming up short just a little bit again. When you're younger, you have that speed on that first step to close the gap.
Extracurriculars after the bell. That's been a theme of this fight.
We need more curriculars.
Yeah,
because the action needs to be better. But you see the mouse on the...
That was nice on by Tomlinson there, right?
Big punch.
Little uppercut, spins him around, and then another right hand. Nice, well put together sequence there. Because he also do the uppercut and spun him, so he gave himself room to extend on the right hand.
When he has his feet under him, he generates pretty good power.
And good balance.
Flowing together.
Even the shift on the sidestep pivot, that was actually very nice, because he created room for the second punch after landing a good uppercut. He had no room for the right hand. He had to create space by using that pivot, stepping around, and then it gave him the distance to be able to snap that right hand down and get the power on it for the knockdown.
Now, when the whole machine works together, Tomlinson very, very effective with his offense.
Grab that stool. Go. Box.
Round 4 of a scheduled 5-round fight here. BKB 56. 2-minute round. Right uppercut again from Tomlinson. That's the one punch, Paulie, that Alvarez has no answer for.
We were talking about it. Alvarez could use it on Tomlinson when Tomlinson falls in, but now it's Alvarez falling in, because again, he's coming up just short with his distance. And again, I'll reiterate it. When you're younger, you have that explosive first step. When you're older, that first step is not as explosive. Sometimes you're not able to close that gap as well as you want to.
You can't find your spots.
And it's causing Ozzy Alvarez as well to lead with his head. He's kind of bullying in rather than, to your point, Paulie, exploding in with light feet. He's kind of bullying in, and that's uppercut signal. We all get over that.
And good adjustment, though, because his father in the corner side gave him the instructions that he's executing.
One way to close the gap is if your guy's on the corner, and in the trigon there is a lot of corners there. You put him there, then you can close the gap much easier, because your opponent can't step back, right?
Yeah, but that lack of activity with the lead hand, just like this, I don't like that. He has nothing to disguise his entry with that lead hand.
There's no
Tomlinson's crafty. You know, these two brothers, you can see they have that fight experience. You know, the brother won earlier tonight. You can see there's a craftiness to them.
Their father's still active as well.
Yeah, leading in with that overhand left is just too easy to see.
I don't know what happened there.
Like a shot to the back of the head.
Corner thinks that he's hurt. Tomlinson backing into the corner.
He might be hurt. There's something going on there.
Yeah, a little bit of delay in the corner as he got turned around, breathing very heavily.
He's mentally trying to break him here. His shots by Tomlinson to give himself a break here. I'd say Alvarez has an opportunity to really push Tomlinson back and try to break him mentally here. There's some physical fatigue being shown here.
I think that's why he's digging to the body, because he sees that he kind of has the mouthpiece hanging out of his mouth.
You see Tomlinson looking for a rest. He's not really being active. He's looking for the rest. Ozzy giving it to him. He's falling for the veteran tactic.
But once again, that constant threat and pressure of the lead hand or the lead feint that isn't there for Ozzy Alvarez. It's so fatiguing looking at that.
Ozzy gives you one look just with the high guard, while Tomlinson, on the other hand, kind of plays and fences with the lead hand a little bit. So he kind of changes the look, and it prevents you from being able to adjust to it.
But look at the body language in each corner. Even though we talked about Alvarez being steady, the decline in the output and just how hard he's laboring from K-Line Tomlinson is evident.
Oh, the difference is he's probably lost Ozzy Alvarez a lot of the rounds, or was a 10-8 round. Is this one of those, hey, you need a knockout or nothing in round number 5?
Oh, look at how hard he's laboring here in the corner. There's blood going down his lip. You see Ozzy Alvarez cut over the left eyelid.
It's a rough fight. It's a rough fight for both guys. It's going to turn into a battle of words here.
Bernardo, I don't need a number for age, but Chavez Taylor is what we all think about if you're a boxing fan, about that last round push. And we'll see if Ozzy Alvarez has that in him.
Absolutely.
You either love that fight or hate that fight, depending on which fan of which fighter you are.
I loved Meldrick Taylor, man.
Me
I thought he was amazing.
Me too. That fight breaks my heart. Every time I watch it.
It broke the second one broke my heart worse. He was never the same.
Well, Chavez did the Canelo to Golovkin. He waited for Meldrick to be totally shot.
Oh, big left there from Ozzy Alvarez, and down goes Tomlinson.
What a knockdown.
Tomlinson against the ropes. Didn't have anywhere to step back.
And he just got not enough physical will to continue in this fight. He can be taken out. He can be shown the door here by the 40-year-old Ozzy Alvarez if Ozzy has one last push.
Ozzy's going for it. He slipped outside on the outside canvas.
He said keep working. Called it a slip. He said keep working. Do not stop. And Ozzy Alvarez is not. But neither is Kenny Tomlinson.
These guys both got a lot of balls in hand, guys.
It's going to be a matter of who can stay on their feet for the remaining 44 seconds.
And who can keep distance, because they're falling into clinch positions.
He's one of those
room to punch. That's a huge question.
You're going to have a winner and a loser, but this is one of those fights you got to respect both guys. Because both guys are very uncomfortable right now, and both guys are still refusing to work.
Ozzy with those arm shots, but that's enough to keep Tomlinson pinned against that corner. But will it be enough to finish him? That's the question here.
Now Ozzy looks like me in 2008. His hair's all over the place. Now you can make the comparison.
All right.
Now he's starting to look like Hasim Rahman, if you remember that head.
Hematoma. And if he stays on his feet, Tomlinson may be able to get the victory tonight. They exchange knockdowns, and the bell rings, and these guys gave it all they had up to when the referee stepped in. We'll be back with a decision.
After 5 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. All 3 judges see the contest 47-46, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Ozzy
So after exchanging knockdowns, it was the consistent pace of Ozzy Alvarez that won him the day.
Also, Paulie, you and I talked about it. Falling down over and over, even when it isn't caused by an opponent's punches, it's almost like he had to restart his offense over and over.
And also, it's not a good look for the judges either, especially in close competitive rounds. The judges are looking for the body language as well. And the late part of the fight, Tomlinson's body language wasn't that comfortable. I mean, both were uncomfortable, but Tomlinson's body language looked to be the worst for wear. I think sometimes that can be a little bit of a difference. And in a 1.5 on all 3 scorecards, that may have been the difference. I'll tell you what, for me, this is my fight of the night so far. And I'll tell you another thing. I want to see a rematch with these two. That was a close fight. That was a good fight. There's no reason not to make a rematch.
And the contrast in styles. You talked about the pacing. There's a contrast in builds. Ozzy Alvarez, of course, going in for the clinch a bit more. And also, he had the ability to finish strong. And I know they judge by round, but as fighters and fight fans, we want to see someone who wants to win in the final bell. And that was Ozzy Alvarez.
And when you look at it, one's 40, one's 25. That 15 age difference at the end of the fight, it looked like it was Tomlinson who was the old man, slouched over.
Yeah. And that's the only thing you got to criticize Tomlinson about. You can't let the old man want it more than you. You know, you got to do better than that.
Coming from 2 old men.
You know what? I say it as an old guy.
All right, so another fight in the books as we make our way over to the experts when it comes to this sport. Because Dada is the originator. Sinisa knows how to throw hands. Coach, you just the man.
So the nice rolls on here in downtown. We've had a knockout. We've had a decision. Good job, bud. Coming up later tonight.
That shit was wild. That was a wild one. Yeah, it was.
You understand like the fight at different weight classes.
It's tough to referee when they're fighting like that. They're head down and just throwing. I think he was falling on purpose. I think that was the beat. I don't know. You look like you slipped a bunch. No, nobody slips that much. Safe. Rush it, go, throw the tag down.
That's exactly right. Donna, you're here. You know all these guys. What kind of a star has LT turned into?
He's an international star, you know, and like he says all the time, you know, he's going to do something that has never been done before. And if he could go to a 4th weight class, he'll do that too. You know, he's fought so many different styles of fighting, you know, so it's not a look that another fighter could give him that he hasn't seen before.
But there's a big difference between being the hunter and the hunted. You just said you were a 3-time champion. What is it like to prepare to be the guy as opposed to I want to turn into the guy?
Requires much more pressure, mental pressure, physical pressure, and it's not something that everyone is capable of doing. So it takes a different mentality for sure.
All right, so the hunter tonight is Sarab on the other side. What kind of a challenge does he put towards LT?
Well, listen, he's very dangerous because LT is the favorite going into this fight, so he's looking to rain on this parade. You know, he's very dangerous.
All right, this fight is coming up a little bit later on tonight, but don't forget that the BKB season, well, it continues, and next week we're going to go all the way across the pond. BKB 57 is in London, and we're going to have the Vargas brothers showing up a little bit later on tonight, and we're going to ask them about fighting outside of the United States for the very first time. We continue on here in downtown LA right after the break.
Coming up next from right here in Los Angeles, we have Ihor Blazenko and Henry Corrales. Corrales is making his BKB debut against a man with plenty of ring experience right here in Los Angeles.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm all you talking like it's just you and me. I'm just saying how I feel, man. I ain't one of the guys, I ain't gonna heal, man.
Yep, gotcha. Yeah, okay, yes, sir. Okay, got it.
In the middle.
Whatever you want.
Looking sharp, baby. Looking sharp.
Yo, 1, 2, 3, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's not the brother fighting in Dana.
Yeah, Fernando and Ladar.
There as well, causing trouble in the back.
What a night it's been already here in downtown Los Angeles, BKB 56 at the sold-out Novo Theater. There is the Trigon. And I got to tell you, we are absolutely everywhere. I told you next week we're going to be in London for BKB 57. And the name Vargas, it is gigantic in combat sports. And we have one of the Vargas brothers and my man Gareth, and looking sharp tonight. And Gareth, I know we're excited to have his two brothers coming to BKB.
Absolutely. I've got to say, first of all, he makes us look very old and ugly, doesn't he? He's handsome. He's the best looking of the three Vargas brothers. Your brothers, Fernando Jr. and Amado, are fighting on the London cards. We cannot wait to see it. Have you got itchy knuckles as well? Because you're coming, aren't you?
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I'm never going to say no. I mean, David Tetra, he's been amazing. I know he's doing a great thing for Bare Knuckle. Just the way the crowd and the fans and everything has been so receiving. Me and my brothers, my family has been completely amazing. We're going to tear it up in London. They prepared themselves to the max. My brother's done his due diligence.
He's coming as well, isn't he?
Everybody, the whole Vargas
You're all going to be there.
We're all going to be down there in London.
The funny thing is, I get it why you aren't turning over and joining us at the moment. You're 18-0 with 15 knockouts. You're on the cusp of a world title. You're in the same division as Shakur Stevenson. Man, there's some big fights out there for you.
Yeah, no, some big fights. But, you know, I'm a fighter, and I want to fight the best fighters.
Does that mean bare knuckle at some point, then?
Who knows?
Come on, put it on the line,
baby. Only God knows, you know. But, look, the only thing I'm going to do, like you said, is put myself in the best predicament to fight for these world titles, because that's my dream, to become world champion. And once I become world champion, who knows? You know, all I want to do is complete my dreams and support my brothers, and that's what we'll be down there in London.
Well, speaking of that, what kind of advice have you given to them? Because this is a whole different ball game than what you guys are normally used to.
Right. No, I mean, my father has done his due diligence. He's picked the right sparring. He's worked with the small gloves. He's cut off the ring. I mean, just going up there and seeing how small that trigon is was crazy. But, you know, like I said, I'm not worried at all. My brothers have done their due diligence, their homework. They put in all the work, and now it's just time to shine in London.
It's a good job you're not a heavyweight with that guy Jesse Sparks on the card,
oh, my goodness. He was jumping over, and that was my first bare knuckle fight I've ever seen. So, for me, this big dude, you know, going over there and knocking him out, hitting him while he's down, and then also
attacking the coach. Who's our lightweight champion.
You cannot say that this sport isn't entertaining, you know. So
it's exactly that.
So let me ask you this, Emiliano, because we saw Jojo Diaz earlier, and when you're such a high-level boxer, it just seems like more and more, because we're going to see Victor later tonight, that a lot of you high-level boxers are coming over and being very successful. Why do you think that is?
I think, you know, we've done this for a long, long time. You're talking about Jojo Diaz and Victor Ortiz, who have gone through the amateur system, and, you know, it's muscle memory. There's things that you can't teach besides repetition and doing over and over and over again. So I just feel like that's the advantage my brothers have in the ring. They have that reflex, they have the eye, the fast twitch, and they're going to look phenomenal come next weekend.
The final question for you now. Let's finish with Dad. Fernando Vargas Sr., I covered his career. He was a dog, man. He was in wars. Would he have loved this if he was young now?
I mean, if there were enough zeros behind that check, I'm sure he would have. You know?
That's a great question.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, well, brother, we appreciate you hanging out with us.
So
have a good time.
and
keep your brothers in check.
Yeah,
I mean, can you do that?
We're going to be out there. They're going to put on a show. I mean, they won't be, you know, punching people's trainers, but it's going to be a show.
There you
terrible trio.
There you go. This man right here, Emiliano Vargas. He'll be in London next week with his brothers. But coming up at the end of August, Gareth, we've got BKB 58.
Absolutely. Wow. You've rightly mentioned Emiliano in the middle there. Yuriorkis Gamboa, the former Olympic gold medalist from Athens in 2004, coming over to our sport, and two undefeated champions in Alberto Blas and Gustavo Trujillo, the heavyweight.
Wow.
Cuban nightmares.
We'll be back live right after this.
We're reaching out, touching me. All right, are you ready? Touch it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. What is that?
You're so good. You're so good. You're so good. I've been inclined. Hey, Dada, they're gonna go louder. Give Dada some respect in his house, man. Dada 5,000, let's go. God bless you, America.
Back inside the Novo Theater in Los Angeles, California, where the fans are having a great time with the action they've seen so far. And we have more action with Henry Corrales making his BKB debut against Igor Blazhenko. Big Mo, it's all yours.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the super welterweight division scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds here in Los Angeles for BKB 56. Introducing first to the Trigon, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Igor Blazhenko.
We see the Rain betting odds coming into this fight. Rain Bet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com. Corrales, the favorite, -161, -120, quite close.
Interesting considering that it's Blazhenko who has more bare knuckle experience. I think what the odds makers see is, number one, Corrales, a lot of MMA experience. I call this fight in Bellator. And where he had success in MMA is in close clinch punching, a really good cuff you at the back of the head and knock you out. That's what he did to Aaron Pico. So I think they see his potential in bare knuckle overcomes the experience.
I think also maybe Blazhenko not as known here on this side of the pond as well. He's what do they call it, one shot or something like that. I think his nickname something to that
One
degree.
punch Blazhenko.
One punch Blazhenko.
One punch
yes,
Blazhenko.
And I've seen him fight. He has a loss to Eduardo Perez, who's an excellent fighter who's fighting later against Altamimi. But Blazhenko is a rough customer as well. So it's a good fight.
He only had one amateur boxing bout, which is strange coming from that Ukrainian school that gave us Vasily Lomachenko, that gave us Alexander Usyk, and a great lineage of fighters.
No, but they don't all box in Ukraine.
No. All right, Big Mo, that's all yours.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the Trigon from La Mirada, California, Henry Corrales.
Nobody better say Big Mo can't roll those R's.
I was about to say some R rolling from Big Mo.
That's why he's the best in the biz, man.
Call him a gringo at your own peril, my friend Bernardo.
Put a sombrero on him, and he's already half Mexican.
Take back what you said about him before the fight. He said he can't roll his R's.
He's already got the 80s stash. You put him the Pancho Villa with the hat, the sombrero, he's good to go.
With Corrales, I called him. He fought a guy named Emmanuel Sanchez, knocked out both his front teeth early on in that fight. He said every time I got punched, it was like an electric shock from the nerves. Decision. He went all the way with no front teeth. That's the kind of cojones this guy has, man.
Absolutely, and that's what he brings into this Trigon. 5-time King of the Cage champion right here in Southern California. A lot of his fans, friends came over, and he said, look, I grew up fighting. My mom used to fight. So if Mama throws down, if Norma throws down, I'm throwing down. You know that much, and that's what you can expect when we return right here from the Novo Theater in L.A. ready back here for BKB 56. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Hydro Shot. Science in every sip, performance you can trust. Just 1 year older is Corrales, same height, 1-inch reach advantage for the fighter who comes from a big MMA background. Big Mo, who are these guys?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Novo at LA Live here in Los Angeles, California for BKB 56. We welcome our viewers joining us on Vice TV, Telemundo, and talkSPORT as we now arrive at the super welterweight division scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. This bout is brought to you by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com, and by Hydro Shot. Science in every sip. Performance you can trust. Our referee in charge when the bell rings is Frank Trigg. Let's meet the fighters first. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with blue and yellow trim, donning the flag of Ukraine. He stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 153.8 pounds. Tonight, he enters the Trigon with a professional bare-knuckle record of 3 victories, opposite just 1 defeat. Fighting out of right here in Los Angeles, California, by way of Shortkiv, Ukraine, ER, One Punch, Blazhenko. And now his opponent, standing across the Trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the all-gray trunks with black trim. He stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 154.4 pounds, a veteran of mixed martial arts, a 5-time King of the Cage champion. Tonight, making his bare-knuckle debut, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, by way of La Mirada, California.
Blazhenko said, I want to finish this fight like my name says, with 1 punch within the first 2 minutes. And for OK Corrales, he said, I saw this on TV, and I said, they're paying people for this? I can't wait to sign my contract.
The interesting thing is Blazhenko doesn't really have one-shot power, despite the nickname. He's more of a combination puncher. Has decent, but not one of those guys who hit you with one you don't know where you are. So he has to get his combinations going, and this kind of clinch battle, Corrales is used to this.
Sometimes guys just like the nickname. That's very true.
I'm going to say...
You never made anybody disappear.
It makes money disappear.
Look at this. That clinch on the left side, throwing the right hand. That's where Corrales has so much power.
Corrales.
Nice uppercut, maybe. That looks like a cut on the forehead, maybe of Corrales.
The blood also on.
Some good uppercuts from both guys here in that one-cut clinch.
Yeah, but Corrales says, I'm going to be comfortable in this because I know what I have to do. Blazhenko says, I've only trained with MMA guys, but he's never been in this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Blazhenko, again, like you said, Bernie, doesn't come from boxing, so both guys are going to be comfortable in this clinch. Me, I'm miserable in these clinches. You know what I mean? Like, you saw misery. You want to be able to space out and be a boxer, but these guys who come from MMA or any of that grappling stuff, you know, they're actually comfortable in there. They know how to conserve energy in there, and they know how to create the space for the punches.
You know, it's actually Blazhenko, I think, who's got nice combination for Blazhenko catching. Corrales coming in.
Oh, good uppercut by Corrales.
I'm not sure that Blazhenko didn't hit the camera.
Yeah, man.
Gotta be careful with that good right hand.
There's no room in the Trigon, not even for the cameramen there.
Yeah. You see where they're having success. Blazhenko with a little bit of distance and Corrales ripping shots in that clinch.
I can't tell where the cut is, right, guys? It's got to be on the hairline somewhere.
Yeah.
And I still can't figure out who's cut. Corrales really pushing the pace. You see Blazhenko getting a little bit tired.
A great comment from one of the wrestlers when we were having the fighter meeting. He said, we relax in the clinch. We find moving tiring. Boxers find tiring, you know, can move and conserve energy. They get tired in the clinch.
All right, later on tonight, a man we haven't even mentioned. He happens to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the BKB universe. His name is LT Nelson. He'll be
not defending his belts here in California because it's only 2-minute rounds. So he says, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm the 168 champion. I'm the 160 champion. But tonight I'm going to fight at 154. Paulie, what kind of challenge is that for LT?
You know what? I see he's heavily favored against Manasian, but I'll tell you, I've seen Manasian fight a couple of times.
Dude's a dog.
That's a sleeper of an underdog. It's just not a, typically you get a guy, you see this record, but when you've seen the way Manasian lost, first of all, one of his losses, he broke his finger in a fight. His finger was like bent the other way. They had to stop the fight. It was one of the worst finger break I ever saw in my life. So that was like, okay, you don't even know if you count that loss. But the other fights, man, he's a rough dude. You favor LT because he is such a great fighter, but this is not one of those gimme tune-ups. This is actually a pretty tough fight. It will be a solid win. I don't think he's going to get enough credit if he wins this fight tonight because people are just going to look at it like he's supposed to win. But this is not an easy fight tonight.
And he had to cut weight, and he has to go in there into another man's territory because Manasian lives in LA, and Corrales, who grew up in LA, is trying to prove to Blazhenko, who also lives in LA, this is my house.
Shots at Corrales as Blazhenko's trying to create space there. I think Corrales' body shots have given some discomfort to Blazhenko a little bit as Corrales also keeps trying to apply that physical and mental pressure.
Part of the success we've seen tonight from these fighters are the ones who are able to use the clinch almost like its own weapon, hitting you with the shoulders, roughing you up. And Corrales very good at that kind of strategy so far.
Yeah, that's the biggest advantage Corrales has because when he tries to walk in, when he's not using a jab, Blazhenko catches him on the inside.
Yeah, could throw in a little more head movement to get that clinch position.
Stress. He's also mentally stressing Blazhenko here. And, of course, physically fatiguing him. Pace has been tough, guys.
Well, one of the things we do in MMA all the time is one of the drills you hold a medicine ball, then you box, then you hold a medicine ball, and you box. To go from static to dynamic is so fatiguing.
What is it called? Lactic acid?
Yeah, right? It builds up so quickly.
Well, I'll tell you
Corrales is used to that kind of
great body work here early on, and the right hand sends Blazhenko down.
I was going to say
that wasn't a knockdown, that was a collapse. He kind of went, you see the way his body dropped, right?
And I'll tell you, also, I noticed Blazhenko's no longer first ever. Anything is initiated by Corrales. So Corrales is always first. So Blazhenko's looking to rest as much as he can. And Corrales is not letting him.
But it's the body work that really has taken the fight out of Blazhenko here. That puts him down against the ropes.
And the body work set that up, guys. He could not get out of the way of that right hand. The fatigue eventually opened up the head.
He's done. He may get up, but is he going to be in condition to continue?
He's trying to rest, and the ref's like, bro, you're not resting.
No, Frank Trigg is not having that. Oh!
The bell came at just the right time for Blazhenko as Corrales was preparing the final right.
Corrales was on the way. He was already en route. He stopped it halfway through.
And there is tonight's main event fighter, Victor Ortiz, making his bare knuckle boxing debut tonight against Dominic Salcido, who is doing exactly the same. And now let's take a look at what we just saw in this last round, Paulie.
See the body shot there to the gut. That one made him really uncomfortable. That's the one that really hurt him. You saw that uppercut to the solar plexus. And we see in the clinch again, two-handed body attack there. Shoulder over the top shots. None of those really landed cleanly, but I think he was already hurting to the body. He was just looking for a reprieve. And this one was the headshot. But again, the headshot that got set up by the previous body attack, he's so fatigued, he can no longer get out of the way of those headshots or really defend himself from them.
I want to give credit to two people. Blazhenko for getting up, because look, it might be done. Two, Frank Trigg, to your point, said, nope, you're not resting, come here, let's go, and started it immediately. Yeah. Good refereeing from Frank Trigg.
Yeah, at that point, you're going to decide. You're going to stop or you're going to fight. All right, you're going to come forward and fight or you're going to stop. And so Blazhenko came forward.
Is going to check out Blazhenko.
This actually helps Blazhenko because it gives him a little bit extra rest here.
And look,
Corrales is looking at his blood.
That's it.
Yep. The doctor advises the referee to stop the fight. Blazhenko is not at all happy, but if we look at how the round ended, it could have been stopped
right there.
There might have been a language issue, miscommunication issue there, because Blazhenko didn't look like he felt he was looked like he was just shocked with the stoppage. And why would he get up after those knockdowns if he didn't want to continue to fight, right?
But also another thing, the doctor looking really closely at the eyes, and he was knocked down right at the end of the round. Did he get it back in a minute, or did the doctor go, follow my finger, and the eyes just couldn't? We've seen it before many times. It's not a matter of will or heart. It's the eyes just won't follow the finger because you're still shell-shocked.
Good fight. Corrales really showed something tonight, because Blazhenko's not an easy opponent to deal with, and he really overwhelmed him in a good fight. He's got his hand bloody. He's going to probably need stitches on that knuckle.
He's
knuckles. He got all kinds of injuries.
So maybe the stoppage came at just the right time for OK Corrales. Is OK in his BKB debut, getting the big win. We'll come back with the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, Referee Frank Trigg calls a stop to this contest at the start of the third round, declaring your winner by TKO via doctor stoppage, and now undefeated, Henry O.K. Corrales.
Known for his run at Bellator, 5-time King of the Cage winner here in Southern California. Now he's an undefeated BKB fighter.
In a good performance against a guy who was sturdy, a guy who didn't want to go away that easily. He had to break him down methodically, mentally, physically, and little by little he got there in a very professional manner, in a manner where he's going to look really good, and he's going to have a lot of people talking about him.
You have to know where you're going to have success. He knew when he kept it there.
All right, you guys are both flying to London for next week's show. Jonathan Coachman is with two of the protagonists.
Well, BKB 56 continues here in downtown Los Angeles. I'm the coach, and look who I got. Look who I got. We've been telling you all night that next week BKB 57 is going to go down in London. Fernando Vargas Jr. to my left, Mato to my right. And gentlemen, you're going to be taking off tomorrow. And Fernando, let me start with you. You guys have such a big name in the world of boxing. Why bare knuckle? Why now?
It was a great opportunity that came to us, you know. I feel that the fight game is a lot different now. It was a great opportunity. We want to be able to touch every single, department. We checked all of our boxes with my dad in this training camp, and we're ready to go.
All right, Mato, let me come over to you. How do you think this is going to be different than a regular boxing?
Man, it's a street fight. It's a street fight. Listen, I'd be scared if me and my brothers weren't like that. But we like that. And you're going to see July 25th, it's going to be the AFV show, and no, it's not America Home Funny videos.
Now, you guys have never been to London. You've never been there. You've never fought there. What are you most looking forward to?
We're excited for the fish and chips. We're excited for the fans. We hear, London fans have the most passionate fans. So, we're very excited to go out there and bring some Mexican-American flavor over there to the UK.
Oh, they're going to love you guys. They're going to love you guys. Does it help you to know that your brother's not only going to be there, your other brother's going to be there, but going to be fighting on the same card?
Look, man, it's a blessing to just be here with my family, be able to do something that I love to do, fight, and they're paying us to fight, to look good. It's a win-win.
Well,
we're going to be in London. Thank
you. You look good. You smell good.
Thank you, my brother.
Right.
Hold on. We got to take a shower.
Whoa. The man himself, Fernando, my brother. We've interviewed all three of your sons. You're all four going to be going to London next week. How excited are you?
I'm excited for my boys. My boys have been, working hard and doing everything I told them to do in camp. And, they're going to put on a show. They're going to put on a show and show them that, these fighters, these Mexican fighters, these Mexican brothers, that they got hands. They definitely got hands. They come from the bloodline, baby. So come on.
I'm so glad you said that, because the guys, your family, other guys like Jojo tonight said the same thing, that this is the kind of fighting you like anyway, and now the opponents can't run anywhere, right?
Correct. Well, I was a street fighter before I started boxing, and when I found boxing, my life changed. But right now, it's about my boys, and we're here to make sure that they're 110% ready to fight, and I'm working with them, and everything's going to be A-okay.
Okay, last question. What do you expect from them performance-wise next week in London?
I expect them to look great and win by a spectacular performance.
All right, well, guys, we're very, very excited. Fernando, Amato, thank you for being here tonight. Once again, it is next Saturday. It's BKB 57. The whole family is going to be there. The whole family is going to be there. There it is right there. And I got to tell you, BKB continues to grow, and it's guys like this, it's brothers like this that's going to take it to the absolute next level. Gentlemen, thank you. We'll see you next week.
They came out of the royal nutsack. That's why.
Boys, send it back to you.
All right.
The Adios BKB Trigon girls are in the house here in Los Angeles, California. They're part of the show as well. Beauties and the beasts in the Trigon, brought to you by Adios Tequila Seltzer, the official tequila seltzer of BKB. The ladies are having fun. The fans are having fun. I hope you are having fun, because coming up next, we've got more action. The dog, El Perro Alfredo Angulo, the former interim world champion, takes on Rashad Bowens, who went viral with his Eye of Ra meme. But there's no memes tonight. He doesn't want to be that.
Va comercial, pero bien.
BKB 56 is presented by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com. Adios Tequila Seltzer, the official tequila seltzer of BKB. Thirst Responder, the official hydration water of BKB. Tough Shed, you dream it, we build it at toughshed.com. Producer Mezcal, a mezcal for everyone. Estrella Insurance. Pay less than what you pay now for auto insurance, up to 50% less. By Hydro Shot, science in every sip, performance you can trust. And BoxRec, the official data partner of BKB.
We just saw a beautiful shot of the 6th Street Bridge. That's Santa Monica, California, as the sun begins to set right here in Southern California. And the fans inside the Novo Theater are really getting a chance to enjoy wonderful fights. Up next, though, we have another former world champion ready to step into the ring. El Perro Alfredo Angulo taking on the Eye of Ra Bowens. For introductions and ring walks, we go to Big Mo in the center of the Trigon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Los Angeles, California for BKB 56 as we march toward our co-and main event. But before we get to that, we arrive at the super middleweight division scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Introducing first to the Trigon, fighting out of the blue corner, here is Rashad Bowens.
Eye of Ra making his BKB debut, and he's looking for a fresh start because he won his first professional fight as a glove boxer, and then he's coming off of 5 consecutive losses. So he says, in here, I have a chance to change my life. And you see the RainBet betting odds
obviously, Alfredo El Perro Angulo, with all his experience, probably is a heavy favorite.
Yeah, of course. He's got all the experience, but Bowen doesn't have a lot of experience. The only thing he's got going for him is maybe a little bit of youth. Maybe he can, try to take the old veteran or catch the old veteran off guard with a quick start with that youth energy. But overall, of course, there's a reason why Angulo is a heavy favorite, because not only did he come from the world of boxing with a lot of experience, but he also was a brawler in the world of boxing. So bare knuckle, you would assume, would be a very conducive thing for Alfredo Perro Angulo.
But Jimmy, the one thing, Angulo had trouble with movers, and that's what Bowen said he could become tonight.
I hear you. Where you moving?
Yeah, that's true, though.
Not a lot of room to move in the trigon. Also, when you look at Rashad Bowen's style, when you look at his boxing, one of the things is, other than being a southpaw, his style really isn't very unorthodox, right? He's pretty simple, straight punches. His head movement's decent. He doesn't always bring his combinations back to his chin, so it's one of those things where taking on a guy where the funk might help you, fighting from clinches and all the dirty stuff that a boxer, a Muay Thai guy might do. He's an orthodox boxer. He's not going to do those things. He's boxing another boxer.
Big Mo. Everyone's waiting for the dog. It's all yours.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his debut, the former glove boxing world champion, El Perro Alfredo Angulo.
That stoic face looks like a bulldog. He wears the dog collar around his neck. El Profe Bonilla, the Mexican Olympic coach, coined him with the name The Dog because he is relentless once the bell rings. And look, at the end of the day, at 43 years old, he's been in 2 previous bare knuckle fights, but never in the trigon.
I've never seen a fighter with his experience level and all he's been through get as emotional as he got in the fighter meeting. Literally broke down talking about the legacy he wants to leave for his children and show them that I worked hard enough to give them a better life than I had. All the things emotionally behind this performance, a lot of problems with boxers with his experience level. They're coming in for a payday. I'm gonna do something different. Hey, make a little money. He is not of that mentality at all tonight, Bernardo. This means a lot to him, right?
He wants his kids to look at him in a certain type of way, and he wants to lead that type of. He wants to lead by that exemplary way, and in his mind, in his heart, the trigon, continuing to be a warrior, a famous boxing career. That's the legacy he wants to leave behind for his children, and not just for fans and the public.
Probably in boxing, you and I have called a lot of fighters who are going, they're here for the payday. We can tell them when they're walking in, like, this guy's showing up. Alfredo Angulo doesn't think that way. He's the dog for a reason.
Yeah, and he says, I want to leave a legacy for my kids. And you got to remember, his kids are 10, 9, and 8. So they never got to see the heyday when he was in with the big guys like Canelo, Lara, and James Kirkland. Right here, he gets his chance to get back in here as we go to the bare knuckle boxing tail of the tape. Brought to you by Adios Tequila Seltzer, the official tequila seltzer of BKB. That age difference is major. 3-inch height advantage for Bowens and only half an inch in reach advantage. The odds are in favor of Angulo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Los Angeles, California, for BKB 56 inside the Small League Fighting Surface in combat sports, the mighty Trigon. We now arrive at the super middleweight division, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. This bout is brought to you by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com, and by Adios Tequila Seltzer, the official tequila seltzer of BKB. Our referee in charge when the bell rings is Chris Lieben. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with white trim, he stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 166 pounds, a veteran of glove boxing, but tonight he is making his professional bare knuckle boxing debut, fighting out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, introducing the 2-time Golden Glove state champion, Rashad Eye of Ra Bowen. And now his opponent, standing across the Trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with silver trim. He stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 168.8 pounds. As a glove boxer, he professional record of 26 victories versus just 8 defeats. And as a professional bare-knuckle boxer, he holds an even record of 1 victory versus 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the former WBO interim light middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros, presentando la leyenda de Los Ángeles, California, Alfredo El Perro Angulo.
All right, gentlemen, right here. Right here, gentlemen, right here. Box!
With a nickname like the Dog and the fact that you've been a world champion, you have no choice but to go out there and do what you did against the big names in boxing and throw down and get into a war. And guess what? Bowen says, I'm ready to oblige.
Bowen's just starting off very strong.
And he's got youth energy.
Winging big punches. Angulo's got to weather this early storm.
Yeah, one thing about the end of Angulo's boxing career, he didn't have great legs, but he was always a tough guy, and he was always a guy that could try to break you, and still was pretty durable despite not having great legs. So let's see here. He's taking some good shots here from Bowens, and Bowens trying to use that youth energy, like I said earlier. That's his ticket to victory here. He's got to try to overwhelm the older guy before the older guy maybe gets started too much.
Right now, Bowens fighting very smart. His hands look a lot faster than Angulo's.
Yeah, Angulo looking very wide with his shots. Arm shots so far, and not a lot of speed on him. I think he's been surprised by what Bowens came out to do early on.
The problem is, even in his prime, Angulo was never a one-shot guy. He was never one that could drop you with one punch.
The thing is, can Bowens relax here? Because Angulo's going to keep coming forward. He may be like a slow locomotive, but he's going to keep mentally pressuring you. And, eventually, if you slow down, that mental pressure turns more and more physical and starts getting to the body.
We already saw a 40-year-old fighter early on, Ozzy Alvarez, come in here and start off slow and then come out with the win. Can El Perro Angulo do the same thing as he lands a nice overhand right here?
That's what I'm saying. See, Angulo is better in tactics. Eventually, he knows how to start slowly, but he's going to keep getting to you. He's going to keep trying to get to you and make you uncomfortable mentally.
Hands may be slow, but they're heavy from Alfredo El Perro Angulo.
And Bowen's mouth is now open a little bit as he keeps trying to back up and keeps trying to hold off the pressure. And that's the thing. There's not a lot of room here.
That's exactly what Angulo's hoping for. The less amount of room, and now we see blood over the left eye of Alfredo Angulo, the right eye. Oh, big uppercut.
Tough Show, we love to say yes. That's why we're America's #1 backyard building experts. Can we install your custom Tough Shed in a day? Yes. Are we proud to be made in America? Yes. Can you drive over a Tough Shed in a 4x4? Yes, but please don't. If you buy this month, can you get up to 18 months of no interest and no payments? Yes. That's right, we're saying yes to no payments till 2028 for qualified buyers. Call, click, or visit while this deal lasts. And it feels good to say yes to that.
Rashad Bowens off to a quick start and then a great finish from Angulo in that round.
And it's one of those where he was landing Angulo good short punches right over the top. You talk about that craftiness, sneaky punches, the kind that it's hard to see on the inside, and that's how he's going to punch his way back into this fight.
Yeah, and for me, Bowens won that round, but does he end up as the worse for wear by the end of the round? Because Angulo knows how to fight in this kind of fight. He knows how to relax in this kind of fight. Does Bowens, who doesn't have as much experience, know how to relax in this kind of fight? Or is he going to start to wear down because of the anxiety and the pressure, he has from the pressure of Angulo?
34.
Oh, big shot from Angulo there.
34th fight career in glove boxing, and he's bringing all of that into this fight. So he's been in against slick fighters like Erislandy Lara, Sergio Mora. He's eventually going to try to find a way to corner. Oh, a shot like he does there. Connect. Oh, another pair of shots. And this is where Angulo wants to be.
Bowen's running and still fighting.
Bowen's showing a good chin and good heart too, but he's getting more and more uncomfortable. And Angulo, again, understands what's happening.
Oh,
Bowen's breaking.
Oh, that right hand is about to put him down. Bowen's in bad shape. He turns his head.
Punches.
He's got to show something as Angulo lands a left hook and puts him down.
What a comeback this would be if Bowen stays down, and it looks like he will.
He sat him on the bottom rope, and the fight is over. What a finish from Alfredo El Perro Angulo. Bloody, battered, but the crowd reacts because that's what you get in a
Alfredo Angulo fight. But guys, you could see the writing on the wall even when it wasn't going his way in the first round, because you could see Bones was burning too much energy. He was too hyped. You know, again, it's the inexperience catches up to you when you fight with too much anxiety. I thought Bones won the first round, but that's why I questioned if he wound up as the worse for wear by the end of the first round, because by the end of the first round, he looked more uncomfortable despite the fact that Angulo was the one bleeding.
And at the end of the day, Angulo had him right where he wanted him all along. We'll come back with the official time after this break.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'd like to ask you about the partnership.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chris Lieben calls a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 4 seconds of the third round, declaring your winner by knockout,
Alfredo Angulo did not leave that Trigon unscathed, because you saw his right eye swollen, but he also saw the smile on his face because his son was right there in the Trigon with him, and he said, "This is my motivation. This is what keeps me going. This is why I came back to fight." And you see the people love Alfredo El Perro Angulo right here in the Novo Theater in Los Angeles. As now Gareth A. Davis is ready with the winner.
Alfredo Angulo, let's celebrate him one more time, everybody. One of the greatest warriors in combat sports history. El Perro Angulo, everybody. Come on, come on.
They love you, brother.
It's why I tried really hard. For the people, he paid me more than my check. The people support me no matter what. Lose or win, all the time stay with the dog. El perro.
Alfredo, ¿qué significa esta victoria para ti? What does this mean for you to win on this huge night in LA, in the launch, the big launch, the Super Bowl for BKB Bare Knuckle?
Es un honor. Le quiero dar las gracias a David y a todos al dueño de BKB y a todos por la oportunidad. Muchísimas gracias por dejarme pelear en mi casa, que son Los Ángeles. Y gracias a todo el apoyo de la gente, que por eso el perro sigue ladrando.
Well, I'll just translate that very quickly. Obviously, it's an honor to fight for BKB. My thanks to Mike Vasquez and David Tatro for signing me, and to win in my house, Los Angeles, everybody. Let's take a look. ¿Qué pelea fue esa, ¿Qué pelea? Contamos cómo fue aquí, allá. Talk to us. ¿Qué lo ves?
Pues, como todo un guerrero, él quería seguir luchando, pero desgraciadamente había recibido golpes muy duros, y pues mi trabajo era terminarlo, y creo que lo hice.
I broke him down, and there I was in the end, destroying him. Tú eres el perro, la leyenda. Ladies and gentlemen, Alfredo, el perro, Angulo.
Gracias, los quiero, Los Ángeles. De que hay perro para rato todavía.
Thank you, brother.
Alfredo thanking the fans here in Los Angeles, saying there's Alfredo Angulo for a while now, and you see him there embracing his son, Alfredo Jr., who's 8 years old, his daughter, Alejandra and Yamara, who are his inspiration. They're the ones he broke down for, as well as his wife, Cecilia, who's in the trigon there. And let's update the BKB 56 odds presented by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com. LT Nelson at -1,000. Adel Altamimi, a close favorite over Eduardo Perez, but that fight is gonna be a firecracker. And then Victor Ortiz over Dominic Salcido in the RainBet odds. So put your bets in right now, as these fights are worth watching. Coach, you're with the boss here in BKB 56.
Oh, it's been such an incredible week here in Los Angeles, a monumental undertaking for BKB, and I'm standing next to the man himself, CEO of BKB, David Tatro. And let's start with Los Angeles, David. It was so important to get here, to be here. We're sold out in the very first show. How has this week been for you and the whole team?
It's been a tremendous week for BKB. We call it our Super Bowl. It's our unveiling. We created a whole new brand. We integrated that tonight in our TV show with graphics that are just killer. We've integrated RainBet as our title sponsor, and it couldn't be better for us. We've added 6 other sponsors. We are just killing it here in LA.
And you are putting together a team. You're bringing in a lot of really high-level people from behind the camera, in front of the camera. What is kind of your vision as this brand continues to grow throughout the rest of 2026?
Well, we have a real concrete plan. A big part of what we're doing is we're going to be launching in Mexico September 19th. And we have partnered with Zanfer Promotions out of Mexico.
Wow.
And we're going to be doing our world title fight. Julian Fernandez will be defending a world title in Tijuana, his hometown, at the Auditorio. That's one piece of it. We go back to London this weekend for July 25th, and that's a debut of the Vargas brothers. And they're going in there for Anarchy in the UK.
Well, we had them on earlier, and they wouldn't even tell us what they were going to do when they got over to London. But we talked about the sponsorships, but in order to bring these high-level sponsors, you got to have high-level names. And we saw Jojo Diaz on the TikTok prelim main event.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. We just saw him go a legend. Absolutely amazing. We still have Ortiz to come. When you're targeting these big names from boxing to bring them over here, how did you do it? How did you get him to say yes?
Well, the big part of what we did is we've showcased that BKB is an athlete's first company. they were able to see what we've done with a lot of our fighters that come from UFC, come from PFL. I had a lot of good connections to these fighters, you know, based on my pedigree and world championship boxing. So we were able to approach a Victor Ortiz. We're able to approach a Jojo Diaz, a Lee Selbia, a Eurekis Gamboa, the Vargas brothers. I sat down with their father, Fernando, to go over why it makes sense for them. And they saw what we're doing as a company. They see what we're doing as a brand. They see the way that we're growing the company. And we're open to the fact of allowing these boxers to still compete in traditional boxing.
That's big. It really, really is, because I think a lot of athletes, whether it's here, whatever it is, they want the ability to make money everywhere, but also have a place that they can call home. And I think one of the things that this is my first event that I've heard is this is a family, and you're building a family. Is that important that when you bring the fighters in and people that work for you to feel that way?
That's the whole goal of it, and that comes from our chairman, Mike Vasquez. Mike launched NASCAR Mexico. Mike knows what it takes to build big brands. And we're using his foundation, what he's laid out. He's given me the opportunity to make key signings. He's given me the opportunity to open up in other markets throughout the world, to take it global. And you can see what's happened. We were interviewed by Forbes, TMZ, Ring Magazine, all during Fight Week. It's all part of what we did. And in coming to Los Angeles, the #2 market in the nation that is full of boxing fans, full of Latino boxing fans. Look what Pero Angulo just did in that ring. That's what BKB is all about. It's an experience. And further to that, we build a brotherhood in here, a brotherhood between fighters, male or female. It doesn't matter. It's a sisterhood, brotherhood. The idea around all of that is the fact that there's a great level of respect that we have for our fighters, they have for each other, going into the ring, after the fight. They are warriors, but they respect one another, and that's the gladiatorial nature of what we bring with BKB.
Well, it's been absolutely amazing. I wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully, I'll be here for a long time to come.
Absolutely. We've done this before. It's getting the band back together.
You're darn right. You're darn right. CEO of BKB, David Intro, and we still have 3 more big fights to come. So get back to your seat.
Let's go.
Enjoy it, and we'll send it back down to the guys.
All right, let's take a look at the VIP Cabana Cam, brought to you by Producer Mezcal. A mezcal for everyone. And they're having a lot of fun, especially after that great stoppage win by Alfredo El Perro Angulo. And let's take a look at what's going on in the locker room, because that's where the fighters are preparing to get themselves ready. These 2 fighters are going to be on tonight. One is in our main event, Dominic Salcido, and then another man, Eduardo Perez, in the black. He is in a very even fight against Adel Altamimi, looking to come in here and pull off the upset in the Novo Theater in his opponent's hometown. And tonight, we're going to treat you with the best pound-for-pound fighter, LT Nelson against Minassian.
right, the night continues here in Los Angeles. I am the coach alongside Sinisa Estrada, and it is just about time. Everybody up here, Sinisa, is talking about LT.
Everyone's talking about him. He has his fans here. The crowd is here to see him. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does tonight and what he's all about.
He's widely considered to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in all of bare knuckle. But there is an opponent also, and they're about to get it on.
I respect whatever he's done already so far in our sport. He's good. He's like top. He's one of the best. But he's doing right now wrong decision. Coming down in the weight class. No one went down to weight class. Everyone was going up. He's 2-division like world champion. Everyone goes up. Now he decided to go down. And I don't like that mentality. He thinks that will be easier. I don't like that. I take that personally a little bit because he's underestimating us. Maybe we're not that big as him, but we're way faster.
You know, that's amazing that people say that too, but I just hold myself the same person. I have as much drive as before, and like I believe that I'm the best in the world, but I'm gonna keep proving that every day and have the motivation to do that by having that like fire under my butt, just sort of making sure that people know that this isn't false glamour or whatever it is. I'm real about what I do, and I'm here to stay in this bare knuckle game, and I'm here to take over the game as well.
For me, he's just opponent. He's not like his big name in BKB. You call him pound for pound, and I'm just happy to match the guy with that caliber. Where it goes, what we're gonna bring to me, I don't care.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Los Angeles, we arrive at the super welterweight division scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Introducing first to the Trigon, fighting out of the blue corner, here is Sarab Manasian.
His nickname is the Gula, which means Wolverine, a ferocious beast who scares off bears and wolves. But Jimmy, JT Nelson is fearless.
He said it. He said, I think the matchmakers hate me. He was probably joking in the fighter meeting talking about that, but he has no illusions about the challenge that's in front of him. And you heard it in the interview. He told us the same thing. He said he's coming down thinking it's going to be easier. Fighters don't think about what they'll lose coming down. You got to deal with faster guys. The positioning's different. The timing's a little bit different. And Manasian thinks that's going to be his advantage in this fight.
And Paulie, this is a weight class you know well. There's speed, there's power, there's aggression.
Yeah, and you know, LT let us know that he makes the weight easily. Nobody's going to tell you they struggled to make weight before the fight. Those kind of things come out after the fight because nobody wants to give any mental edge to anybody. So we'll see. You know, if LT, there's always a possibility when you go down in weight, like Sarab said, and Sarab made a good point. And nobody ever goes down that many weight classes, right? This is the second time LT dropped. He went from 168 to 160 to 154. If he's got any struggles having made this weight, so a guy like Sarab can make you pay. Sarab is an intense guy. He punches pretty well. And again, I think he's a bit of an underrated guy. He's not your typical guy you'd use as an opponent. He's a very intense guy who comes with a winning mentality and can hurt you.
And he knows that a win over LT tonight not only would be a huge upset, but it would be a springboard for a title shot for him. So he comes in thinking of Rolando D as the prize that comes with winning against LT.
And it's one of those things where it's not just about the fighter and not about the fight you're facing. It's about the moment. And you understand, sold out arena here in Los Angeles is a huge stage on which to get the biggest upset of his career.
And he is a local fighter. Been here for 4 years now after escaping Armenia to Siberia. Now he's an LA guy. Mo, who is he going to take on?
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the Trigon, the #1 pound-for-pound bare-knuckle boxer in the world, LT Nelson!
Mama smash right there in the black and white polka dot dress. And this is where the smile is erased from LT Nelson's face. There, you know, you always ask the guys, when do you transform?
he's transformed right now.
Yeah. He's got a game face, and there's a very big difference when you meet LT at the hotel and when you meet LT outside of the fight situation. And when he's walking to the Trigon and gets in the Trigon, there's a game face about him. I'm sure you like that LA Dodger blue, right?
Absolutely. And a little bit
where he's at. He knows where he's at.
A little bit of Rams colors.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good point, because those ain't exactly the Dodgers colors. Those are LA logo with Rams colors.
Which I absolutely love, but also take you back to the Mark Tiffin fight.
What are you talking about? You're a Steelers fan.
I still have love for LA. Don't even get me started. If these were Raiders colors, I'd be like,
hey, watch yourself.
Steelers Rams was a Super Bowl back in the day. You know that, right?
I remember it very, very well. And also, when I was a kid growing up, Rams were an Orange County team. You don't know anything about that.
That's
Not
right,
being a little bit different, but they were kind of the Anaheim
Stadium
Rams.
Anaheim. Stadium Anaheim.
Exactly, the Anaheim Rams. But when you look at this, take you back to the Mark Tiffin fight, he was dropped in that fight. And one of the things that really changes as you cut weight, you don't take a shot as well as you do when you're fully hydrated. This is a guy who, his punch can be a little bit wild. He leaves room to get shot. You don't, to get hit, you don't take a shot as well at 54 as you did at 160.
And LT has had to get up off the canvas at times. So Rob does have some punching power.
All right, so everyone's waiting for the pound-for-pound champion. Let's take a look at the BKB tail of the tape, brought to you by Estrella Insurance. Pay less than what you pay for auto insurance, up to 50% less. And that's almost the weight he's lost from 168 to 150. LT Nelson, so you see the age difference. The height, though, 6 inches. Menace says, I'm comfortable being the smaller guy. Big Bo!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome our viewers around the world on Vice TV, Telemundo, and talkSPORT. Welcome to the Novo at LA Live for BKB 56 as we now arrive at the super welterweight division scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. This bout is brought to you by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com. And by Estrella Insurance. Pay less than what you pay now for auto insurance, up to 50% less. Our referee in charge when the bell rings is Wayne Spinola. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black and multicolored trim, he stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed in at 154.8 pounds. Tonight, he enters the Trigon with a professional bare-knuckle record of 2 victories versus 2 defeats, as well as being a mixed martial arts veteran, and he fights out of Irvine, California, by way of Kazakhstan, Armenia, Serab Dugulo Manasiev. And now his opponent, standing across the Trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the purple trunks with gold trim, donning the colors of the Los Angeles Lakers. He stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 154.4 pounds. Tonight, he enters his 70th professional combat sports fight across 7 different disciplines. But in the world of bare knuckle, he enters tonight with a professional record of 9 victories versus just 1 defeat and 1 draw. Fighting out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, by way of Peter Maritzburg, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. He is widely considered the greatest bare-knuckle boxer of all time. The current #1 pound-for-pound bare-knuckle boxer in the world, and the reigning, the 2-weight simultaneous defending world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, LT Smash Nasa!
Everyone down. Take that water bottle, please.
Back
up, guys. Back up. Wait for me.
Before he starts.
I'll tell you what, he even has the Lakers colors on his shoes. This guy went all out with LA.
All out for LA. Absolutely
the
love
shoes
it.
are LA Lakers colors.
Here we go, baby.
The shorts are LA Rams colors, and the LA Dodgers logo.
Everything ready to go. You know, is he going to give the fans what they want? That's the question.
He's only missing the LA Kings.
All right, if he gets dropped, don't despair. because
he gets up.
LT Nelson gets up. He's like Tito Trinidad in that sense. You got to finish him. You can't just drop him.
It's another thing, Cole, you talk about all the time, taking on great fighters, tough fighters, especially guys in Mexican style. Let sleeping dogs lie. Don't hit him too hard early. Don't wake him up with a big shot. LT's one of those guys. You wake him up, he fights harder.
Yeah, he gets
outbox him.
He gets above the canvas like he dropped you with that same kind of intensity. But again, Sarab is explosive. He comes with an intensity and a winning mentality. He's not a prototypical opponent like I'm going to test out the weight class kind of guy. I think it's a tougher fight than those odds were put up there.
Good jab there from LT Nelson.
I think even LT understands that because he's fighting very technically.
Yeah, and he's got to test out how his body's feeling at 154 now.
You can see Sarab with good legs. He explodes in, explodes back out. Now he's fighting as a southpaw.
And about the height differential, I remember an interview with a young Mike Tyson about being the shorter guy in the ring as a heavyweight. He goes, I'm always the shorter guy. I always have to deal with that. So this is nothing new for Manassian. He's used to being the shorter guy.
Nice shot by Sarab. He's landing. He's doing some good work right now.
Oh, man, committing to that uppercut.
I'm talking about Mike Tyson.
No, he used to be the shorter guy.
Used to be the shorter guy.
All the time. Well, you kind of worried about
nice combination there. First it was Nelson, and then Manassian answered.
But a good job looking for his countering opportunities, being the shorter guy.
I told you, Sarab is not a guy who you play with, man.
2-minute rounds here. That's why it's not a title shot for at 154 for the pound-for-pound champion in 2 divisions, LT Nelson.
Back up. 10 seconds left. Respect the bell.
We love to say yes. That's why we're America's #1 backyard building experts. Can we install your custom tough shed in a day? Yes. Are we proud to be made in America? Yes. Can you drive over a tough shed in a 4x4? Yes, but please don't. If you buy this month, can you get up to 18 months of no interest and no payments? Yes. That's right, we're saying yes to no payments till 2028 for qualified buyers. Call, click, or visit while this deal lasts. And it feels good to say yes to that.
Manassian was not shy about saying, I have mixed feelings about fighting in California. Happy to be the first BKB show in my home state now. But at the same time, there's pressure as we see the Thirst Responder camera corner shot brought to you by Thirst Responder, the official hydration water of BKB. But he said the extra responsibility is the pressure I put on myself. But Paulie looked like he handled it very well early on.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, he did.
Here we go, guys. Ready?
This fight is still up for grabs, guys. This fight is still very competitive. It was not a real mental battle won in the first round. I thought physically Sarab won the round.
Oh, nice right by Sarab as Nelson tries to open up here to start round number 2. Quick combinations, and Sarab may be hurt there by a shot to the top of the head.
And I think they told LT, yo, you got to get started.
Pulling up his right knee.
Yeah.
It may have hurt his leg a little bit.
I noticed, and now it's LT who went down on his own.
That referee apparently calling that a slip, didn't start counting.
Much less technical second round here, guys, or at least technical in a rough way.
You see LT kind of changed it up and be a little busier. I thought he got caught on his heels a little bit in that first round.
Paulie, something that you know about. The slip there. He said he stepped out and that's why he tripped.
That outside the ring, man, it's
close.
It's the second time he slipped outside the ring with that ring apron. That ring apron is really good one too there by Sarab. That's what I mean by he's got that sharp quickness.
Oh, another 2-punch combination from the smaller man there. That one, no doubt, 1-2 from LT Nelson, and Manassian is down.
It's one of the advantages LT Nelson has, a very good puncher.
7, 8.
An awkward punching style. Don't quite see the punches coming. Doesn't follow a lot of traditional lines.
Here we go.
And now he found his level against the smaller fighter. He's being more efficient and more effective with his shots as he tries to catch Manassian, who once again says, I'm going to bum rush you and tie you up.
Back up. Fight.
2 rounds here. Down for the second time.
And he is overwhelming Manassian now.
Right through the center.
7.
Beautiful straight right.
8. Over here. You okay? Do I keep going?
Bell may save Manassian. Oh, quick combination from Manassian. Rocks LT Nelson here at the end of round number 3.
nice, but more to say, good punch.
Wow. Round 2 was a fireworks.
Oh, I told you guys, this guy's doesn't just give you the win, man. I've seen Manassian fight. When I saw he was the opponent, you got to favor LT, okay, but I knew he was gonna show up, and he's got ability.
Let's take a look at how the 2 knockdowns happened here at the end of the round as well.
You can see this was also this was the end of the round.
That was after the knockdown, and look at that beautiful left hand from Manassian.
You got to give LT credit too. We got a good chin there tonight, taking some good shots. But I tell you, a different mentality with LT Nelson when he came out in that round. That's why he was able to score those 2 knockdowns in his favor and get the 10-7 round. He can punch. Once he ups the tempo a little bit, he's going to land those punches. And when LT lands punches, guys do go down.
Once again, Buzz, when you wake him up, he really goes after you and throws great combinations. Unfortunately, in the first round, Manassian woke him up.
Okay, guys, here we go. Ready? Fight!
Round 3 of a scheduled 5-round bout here. BKB featured fight. LT Nelson back to work, and so is Manassian. Nelson can't just come in there behind a jab, Paulie, because Manassian is sneaky, quick, and powerful.
Well, Nelson is. There's one part of Nelson's game that he can work on. It's probably his defense. He is hittable, but he's so offensively adept and he's so offensively strong that he overcomes that problem. And you see now, it's when he gets his offense going. A lot of times, the opponent cannot hit.
Oh, what an uppercut from LT Nelson on the inside as Manassian is down for the 3rd time.
5, 6, 7, 8. Come over here. Come back to me. Come back to me. Give me your hands.
No
distance keep going?
Is safe for LT Nelson because he can reach you on the inside from the outside. What answer will Manassian have here with 1 minute and 5 seconds left in round number 3? That's a nice jab from LT Nelson. He's stalking and Manassian goes down on his own.
Yes, the variety of offense from LT Nelson. Rob has a good hook, but the variety of punches isn't there like it is for LT.
There's that dirty boxing, Paulie.
And again, LT can punch. So when he starts landing, guys go down. It's always happening in fights. Once LT starts landing, the ability to take shots is not there by the opponent. You can see LT's a legitimate puncher with bare knuckles.
And Manassian is distracted. He's looking back to his corner, his friend, whoever came up to say something. That's a dangerous place to be against a puncher like LT Nelson.
When I say back up, back up.
It always seems to close the round strong.
Now LT has him in that clinch.
Clinch and uppercut for LT Nelson, something that's worked for him so far in this. Despite another right uppercut there from LT Nelson, as round 3 is coming to a close. And we have a very special guest with Gareth Davis.
I've got a very special guest with me, the one and only Arnold Barboza, 34-1 in his career. He only lost to Teo Lopez. He beat one of my countrymen, Jack Catterall, on a massive night. That huge Turkey Al-Sheikh card in New York. How much are you enjoying this?
Oh, man, I'm enjoying it a lot, man. It's something different, something new, man, and I love it.
Arnold Barboza was also in El Perro Angulo's corner tonight as well. Happy for the old man?
Oh, man, I'm happy for Perro, man. I was with him my first training camp in Big Bear, man, and his first words to me was like, Putito ven, you know what I mean? Because he took me under his corner, man, so I shout to Perro, man, it's my dude right there.
You're back on track for world titles again with a win last time out against Kenneth Sims Jr. But how itchy are your knuckles tonight?
Man, I'm juiced up right now, man. I'm juiced up, baby. Let's get in there. I feel like getting in there right now. I'm not even lying.
Barboza!
Let's go.
AB on BKB here as we're ready for round number 4. The doctor checking on
this doctor's dangerous.
Manassian. Yeah, he already stopped one fight.
Doctor randomly stopped. All right, he's going to Sarab go.
Manassian followed the eye test. We're good.
Let's go.
All right, but now the bad news is he's got to face LT Nelson. Bernardo soon alongside the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi, and Jimmy Smith, the legend. Manassian trying to slow down the pace here.
Yeah, but you see a little more desperation in the hanging on. Before it was hanging on and then throwing big punches. There's a little more stalling in the clinching in the last round that wasn't there in the previous rounds.
Wow. That was a swing and a miss from Manassian with horrible
Still committing to his
intentions.
punches. You can't deny him that.
He knows what he has to do. Executing that against a world-class fighter, a pound-for-pound Hall of Famer like
LT Nelson, that's a different story.
Stop, break clean, back up.
And now we understand why the quote, do the matchmakers hate me at BKB or what? Oh, nice left there from LT. There's blood now coming from the mouth of LT Nelson.
And none of these big punches, as good as they have been from Sarab Manassian, have really hurt the legs of LT. He's always seemed to be able to have his balance underneath them.
Come on, guys, break. When I say break. Right.
LT trying to put that pressure that he gets every time there's a break. He's trying to come forward. He's trying to now, back up Manassian, but also mentally stress him constantly.
You see the dirty boxing from LT Nelson. The uppercut gets him again. That's the second knockdown product of an uppercut on the inside.
Left eye very swollen, Manassian.
7, 8. Over here.
A lot of heart on Manassian.
Come back to me.
Again, I told you guys.
You okay?
Mentally,
you don't got much left. Get back there again. Stop this fight. You got it? Go, fight.
Waiting for the referee saying, one more knockdown, I'm going to stop it.
Get on his head, get on his head.
Nelson trying to give him that. Ooh, and he almost pushes T. Nelson all the way out of the trigon. That would have been dangerous because there's a small edge there, and then you're all the way down the stage.
10 seconds. 10 seconds left.
Nice combination on the inside once again from LT Nelson. And that's the stoppage because of the fact that the referee gave him one final warning, and the body shot took down Manassian for the 5th time.
And Manassian is still down. That was a legit knockdown. He was certainly hurt by that shot.
Yeah, he fought through. He fought through though, man. He gave a good scrap. Made LT work for it. Again, we know LT is one of the best in the whole sport, if not the best on the pound-for-pound list. And Sarab showed up to fight.
And we saw that tonight, not just the variety of offense, but his ability to take a shot was very there. His ability to change his strategy was there. All the little intangibles that make you a great champion, no surprise, he's a champion in 2 divisions, were there tonight.
Little Stone Cold imitation, you saw that?
Yeah, beautiful. With our sponsor, Thirst responder?
First responder.
There you go. And look, just look at the hematomas on the face all over Manassian to see what kind of war he just went through against the man they call Smash. Well, he got smashed tonight. We'll be back with more action right here with the official time of the stoppage from Los Angeles at the Novo Theater. Los Angeles inside the Novo Theater. And you can see just how many more punches were landed by LT Nelson, 124 more than his opponent. And the 76% efficiency. Anything above 50%, you're looking at about a knockout. And look at the way they were distributed. 27 jabs. Those 83 uppercuts were the ones that did the most damage. The crosses were hard and the hooks were impressive, but it's those 83 uppercuts that ended Manasian's night early. How early? We'll send it up to Big Mo for the official time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Wayne Spinola calls a stop to this contest at 1 minute 58 seconds of round number 4, declaring your winner by knockout, LT Smash Nelson.
LT's not smiling much because I think he got a tooth knocked out there by Manasian. That tells you just how rough of a fight it was. But as always, they're gentlemen inside the center of the ring, congratulating one another, and they may have a drink after this fight. Gareth Davis is with the pound for pound number 1.
The pound for pound number 1, and you showed it with efficiency and brutality and clinical fighting tonight, LT.
Yes, sir. Look at this. I even got my front 2 teeth knocked out first round. Look, I got a jaw, baby. If that don't show you, I got a jaw. What's up? That didn't even drop me. Knocked my teeth out. I kept that shit in my mouth. Spit it out after the first round. My coaches still have it. I told them to keep that because I need it. What's that with it?
Oh, there they are.
Here's the teeth right here, baby.
Let's have a look at them.
Here, baby.
Somewhere in downtown LA, there must be a great dentist around. You after a dentist in the morning, then?
Hey, also, my mouthpiece wasn't fitting right, so it was barely in. I was just holding it up with my mouth and lips for that whole first round. But damn, that dude, hey, much respect to Sarab, man. I came down in weight. He's a gangster. I wouldn't have more honor and respect or have someone else to share the ring with. He's a true warrior, and you can't say anything else like give it up for Sarab and myself and all the other fighters here. Thanks for coming out supporting, yo. Yeah.
Very well said, Smash T. Nelson. You're one of the leaders in the sport. I say number 1 pound for pound. You've come down to super welterweight. You're already the middleweight and super middleweight champion. Now you've been through the week and the fight and the weight cut. Are you fancying a title shot at 154?
Hey, excuse me, baby. I am taking this weight class over. I'm getting the 3rd world title, and then I'm going to keep this weight. I love being at this weight. I love 160. I love 154. We'll see what's up with that super middleweight title once I win this. Once I win my 3rd belt, and then we'll see where we go from there.
So is that a direct call out to Mel Valenzuela and the executive team that you want Rolando D next?
Yeah, that's a direct call out and a direct call out to Rolando D, man. Hey, much respect to him. He's a true champion, true warrior, and I just want to put myself on the line against another true champion like him and show him and all the other world that I am the pound for pound king, and I'm gonna keep on cementing that legacy, baby.
Brilliant stuff, Smash. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a legend of bare knuckle fighting. We've seen El Perro tonight. We've seen Corrales from MMA tonight. This guy's a legend. Give it up for LT Smash Nelson, please.
Thank you, everyone. Much love to LA, yeah!
You talk about coming in here and taking over BKB 56. Well, this is our VIP Cabana Camp brought to you by producer Mezcal. El Mezcal for everyone. And as long as you're 21, you can indulge right here in the Cabana Camp. Not you, young lady. You can have something else. But the fans are enjoying themselves inside the Novo Theater tonight. And how can they not? They just witnessed one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the game today. And when we return, it'll be Adel Altamimi. He's made LA his home, and he will be taking on Eduardo Perez. This could be and should be the fight of the night. Eduardo Perez said, "You're not putting me on the Miami card. LA will be mine esta noche," in our co-main event of the evening.
Quedan 2 más, ¿no? London, Biloxi. 2 nights, 2 men. Nobody left standing. Adel Altamimi came to BKB and needed 1 fight to make his point. Eggleston went down in London and never got up. Eduardo Perez came to BKB and did it twice. Ask Ihor Blazhenko. He's the last man Perez put away. Southpaw against Orthodox. Eduardo Perez. Adel Altamimi. Only 1-0 survives.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set for our co-main event of the evening. Live from Los Angeles, 5 2-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. Introducing first to the Trigon, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Eduardo Perez.
Eduardo Perez coming from Miami, Florida by way of Cuba. And you see the rain bet odds. Altamimi is a -133 favorite. Perez at a -100. It's going to be probably closer than that.
Hey, remember those odds. Memorize them and then completely throw them out the window. Because you remember, against Romain Corsier, Eduardo Perez was a huge underdog in that fight. Huge. Went out there, didn't just win, looked incredibly impressive. And it's not just his power, but I like his timing, like his extension on his punches, good defense. He spoke kind of derisively about what people call the Cuban style. And if you follow boxing, usually an amateur style, kind of hit and run, you score your points and then you move. He goes, no, that's not me. I am a new kind of Cuban fighter.
Yeah, and you know what? He didn't learn to box on the island. He's more of a, he's been training with John Bernard, whose background is MMA, maybe a little bit of Muay Thai and kickboxing. So I don't think that his learning to punch came directly from the Cuban style. It's more so Americanized in an aggressive fashion. He doesn't come from boxing, but he's boxing is pretty well, So him and Altamimi, I think, is a solid matchup. You talk about the odds. It's very difficult to make odds for this fight because both guys are going to come to win. Both guys know how to fight very well. Both guys seem to punch very well. So it's just a matter of how the styles gel once the bell rings.
And Eduardo said, I didn't learn on La Finca in the amateur system, so count me out of that stuff. I'm a different animal. Mo, who's he going to face tonight?
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, fighting out of Beverly Hills, California, Adel Altamimi.
You hear Beverly Hills, and it's not Beverly Hills 90210. This man 3 years ago was up above 200 pounds, was in a depression. He lost his father, and he said the gym and BKB in particular brought me back. And now we see him at his full potential. And guys, he is capable of taking over the sport.
He's a fan favorite.
He certainly is. And also, what I like about him when you look at his fights, dude's built like a fire hydrant. He comes in, uses his clinch as a weapon, right? He clubs you, uses his shoulders, very efficient with the pummeling, and he can wear you down physically, i.e. he can take the boxing away from a guy with good footwork, good pacing, and good range.
I mean, he's at over 400 fights in Kyokushin Karate. He was a black belt in that discipline. And he is absolutely comfortable inside the Trigon. He says, it took me a little bit of time to figure out that I don't have space to use my skills, but I can always go back to being a warrior.
I went through a kumite in Kyokushin in Japan, and what it is you can't punch to the head. You can kick to the head, but everything is bare knuckle to the body. They have the gi on, so it's really tough on your knuckles. It is a brutal, brutal style. Don't go through that if you don't have to. I had to.
Let's take a quick break. When we return, these guys will be throwing down. BKB 56 is presented by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com as we take a look at the BKB tale of the tape. Altamimi is 5 years older. He's got a 1-inch height advantage. The reach, though, 5.5 inches in favor of Adel Altamimi. The introductions in the ring with Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome our viewers joining us on Vice TV, Telemundo, and talkSPORT as we are here at the Novo in LA Live, and we arrive at our co-main event of the evening for BKB 56. 5 2-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. This bout is brought to you by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com. Our referee in charge, when the bell rings, is Frank Trigg. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with red trim, he stands 5 feet, 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 155 pounds. Tonight, he enters the Trigon undefeated as a professional bare-knuckle boxer. 2 fights, 2 victories. Fighting out of Siena, San Lorenzo, Granma, Cuba, Eduardo Makiki Perez. And now his opponent, standing across the Trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim. He stands 5.
It is beautiful. We need to have a home here for BKB so we can fight here 3 times a year. And he also said, look, when I was preparing for Kyokushin Karate, I used to hit concrete and bamboo, so my hands are built different. Boxers throw hard when they have gloves. I'm the opposite. I throw hard without gloves.
Good balance already from Eduardo Perez. He leaned all the way back, then fall down.
Trains with John Bernard, who comes from that MMA type of background.
And look, the battle of the corners is going to be very interesting. We've got John Bernard, newly crowned champion at lightweight, and then on the other side, Marvin Somodio, who is the protege of one Freddie Roach, who we already saw his great work with Jojo Diaz earlier tonight.
Altamimi's balance is usually really amazing himself. So.
And it's the footwork of Eduardo Perez that allowed him to get that push down. Another right hand.
We talked about how big
Altamimi's having trouble. He's going to have to set some shots up. He's not going to be able to just throw those big shots like that.
I think he thought he could physically manhandle Perez, and that has not been the case so far.
Yeah, you just saw how over his skis he was so early on. So Altamimi, you know, we mentioned Sarab Manassi and how he had the nerves of fighting at home and the double-edged sword. It seems like Altamimi's going to have to calm himself.
Yeah, Altamimi's trying to make something happen, trying to rush a little bit. And he's falling into some clinches, which I guess he doesn't mind, but Perez knows how to offset those punches too.
We also wonder if Altamimi can keep up this pace, because he's burning a lot of energy pulling into these clinches. Yep.
I think Perez is stronger than he bargained for too. Perez is very strong in those punches. Nice shot. Nice shot there by Altamimi as well.
That right hand snuck right in for Perez.
Bettis caught him coming in, which doubles the impact, and then Altamimi with a good response. But look at how calm and collected Perez is. Good start from Eduardo Perez, and he gets clipped and goes down on a knee. That should have been a knockdown.
I don't know.
Trigg is counting. Called that a knockdown.
Perez staring down Altamimi. That was a tough break for Perez, but good Altamimi some.
here.
Oh, what a right hand!
We're back here in and immediately at the start, Mikey Perez down for the second time this fight.
I tell you, Perez went down, he jumped right back up, and Altamimi hit him again before the ref could jump in.
Hey, protect yourself at all times. He got his hands up. This is the kind of firefight that Altamimi wanted.
I mean, but it's dangerous. Right there in that sequence, he just ducked his head down and threw 4 punches, and he's right for the uppercut. But as long as he can keep connecting and sending Perez down, the ropes held him up. I don't know if that should be a knockdown here. And he's flipped out his mouthpiece.
Yeah, Altamimi taking control here in this round. I think he's also physically bullying Perez now a little bit more, as Perez was less resistant to the physical bullying.
3 knockdowns so far for Altamimi.
Perez up 2 up high up the ropes.
Oh my goodness, and he's just teeing off on Eduardo Perez here in round number 2.
Perez a little too up high on the ropes.
And his face is just starting to fall apart. The left side, an absolute mess.
Altamimi not letting him out of that corner at all. Altamimi gets flipped with the counter right hand. And now Eduardo Perez getting his shots on. And Altamimi in bad shape. And now it's Perez looking to make a comeback for the ages here with less than 30 seconds left in round 2.
Altamimi stood up and avoided that knockdown. But is he hurt? Is he hurt? Would it have been better for him to go down?
And how much does Perez have left?
But going back on the attack is Altamimi. He's fighting fire with fire.
Altamimi on the counter right. This is bare knuckle boxing at its best. Altamimi and Eduardo Perez as we go into the locker room where Victor Ortiz, our main event fighter, is preparing himself to come in against Dominic Salcido, a man with nothing to lose, everything to gain, and a dream to recreate glory inside the Trigon.
This fight absolutely unbelievable. You look at the replay.
It looked like Altamimi was going to avoid getting knocked down because he got hurt badly about 15 seconds before that. It looked like Altamimi was going to survive it a little bit, and then Perez was able to make some space and clip him with that shot to drop him. But Perez was down earlier in the round as well. So still an Altamimi round nonetheless. But this fight, I got a feeling this fight is not going to make it the distance because both guys are starting to wear down quickly.
And also, when you look at Perez's face, that left side is an absolute mess. Doctor's not going to let that go forever.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Jimmy, I think it's more than that. I think both guys' legs don't look steady to me. You know what I mean? Even besides the damage being more and more on Perez, neither guy's legs look steady to me right now at the end of that round.
And I mean, at the end of the day, both fighters could have been stopped in that round because both were severely dazed, and it's almost like Altamimi got hurt and he got woken up.
I feel like they both came out stumbling out of the corner. Let's see what happens if 2 shots land here.
He's got the gas to win it. That's the question.
Both guys got hurt.
There it is. Altamimi gets flipped again on the back of the head, and he goes down. That should be a knockdown, although he trackled Perez.
That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown. I can't believe he didn't call it a knockdown.
He did. There it is. He's counting. It's just taking a long time to pick up the count of all the action going on. You throw a double leg into it.
Both guys don't look good. Both guys are not going to take some clean shots. And both guys got pretty good punching power here.
Perez got the best of it. He got clipped, and then the ropes held him up, and that time it seemed like a knockdown.
I don't know if that's a knockdown.
I don't think so.
Are we going to have a Rocky II moment here?
It is a knockdown.
I think both guys need the rest here, but the knockdown counts anyway.
They're exchanging knockdowns here in round 3 of a scheduled 5-round fight. Altamimi with the big left. Now he gets clipped with the right hand.
Altamimi does not take a great punch when he gets hit clean, though, guys. He punches well, he grabs well, he wrestles well, but when getting hit clean, he consistently wobbles. And Perez wasn't known as a huge puncher prior to this fight, right? He was more of a combination puncher.
I mean, both of his fights have been by stoppage, so...
Yeah, but he more beat the guys down.
There it is, a big left from Altamimi.
And Altamimi is known as a one-punch guy, so these shots could break Perez down now.
Oh, what an uppercut!
Great choice of shots by Altamimi. Great choice of punches down up the middle with that uppercut.
But there's Perez. He takes another left. His legs are unsteady. But can Altamimi find the right shot? And he does with a short right hook.
This can't go on much longer.
This is fair fight of the night. This is going to be fight of the year, guys, in BKB.
Absolutely.
And we expected this, too. I expected this to be
I mean, his legs are unsteady. Altamimi just needs one more. The mouthpiece is halfway out. Another right hook from Altamimi, who puts the finishing touches on because the ropes are holding him up.
And I tell you, Altamimi's a bit tired, too, to go for the finish.
The Cuban's got heart. There's no run in this Cuban. And there, the final right hook at the bell.
Oof. He took a beating in the back half of that round.
Yeah, after starting the round well with the knockdown, let's see, I wonder if he's going to be able to come out for the next round. They got to really look at him between rounds, guys. Violent fight, but an excellent fight between two top dogs.
5 knockdowns so far suffered by Eduardo Perez, 2 by Altamimi.
Look at it here. It's in these situations where Perez is trying to find that perfect
that was the right shot
just continues to punch properly.
Altamimi's uppercut right there. The shot, because Altamimi kept coming around the side. The shot selection, that uppercut up the middle right here, that changed the round. That was the round changer right there. Altamimi started coming with a couple of those shots up the middle instead of around the side. And that shot changed the rest of the momentum of the round that eventually led to a knockdown. Because I don't think Perez ever recovered from being hurt from that shot particularly.
Round 4, this fight is scheduled for 5. The doctor is going to have to take a look at Eduardo Perez.
No surprise at all about that decision.
Look at the left eye. Cut on the bottom, on the eyelid.
Both guys are showing they want it.
7 knockdowns so far.
It's going to keep going.
It's one of those when you're the other guy, you're like, just stop the fight.
You don't want
such a war.
Remember, Muhammad Ali said, if they had to stop Joe Frazier, I was going to die. So that's a nice right combination once again from Altamimi, going up the middle.
Perez still firing back, though. Altamimi's got to be careful.
But he can't see these punches coming. You see his awareness just isn't there.
But Altamimi backed up. I tell you, Altamimi got tired himself. I think he got clipped himself.
Got hit with a good right hand.
Neither guy's legs are great, man. I'm telling you.
That makes for a great performance from both. That's courage. That's heart. That left hurts Perez, and then a short right hand, and once again the right. You see him grinding his teeth, gritting down. Is Eduardo Perez.
He's backing Altamimi up. I tell you, neither guy has a lot left, guys.
We'll just take one good one to end this fight. Either way.
Oof, all hard on these guys, man. What character shown in this fight.
A lot of arm punches here, but the heart, the courage. I mean, they can barely stand.
Kyokushin fighters pride themselves on their shot. Look at that left hand.
Look at, but then a right from Perez coming back. Just when you think he's done, Perez comes back with something of his own, and now Altamimi has to
hold on because he's tired.
A little bit more accurate, a little bit tighter with his hooks.
Altamimi's tired. I'm telling you. Altamimi needed that rest. I'm telling you, he brought him down.
What a brutal fight we're seeing here.
I'm telling you, Altamimi's legs ain't there either. Neither guy's legs are there, but you would think because Altamimi is getting the better of the action, his legs are there, but neither guy's legs are there.
Man, Perez's face is an absolute disaster.
20 seconds left here in the 4th round. What courage, what heart, what passion for the sport both fighters have shown. And now Perez goes down, and on top of him is Altamimi.
Neither guy can stand up, guys. These guys have no legs left. It's crazy. What does he do? Don't tell me he gave me a count, dude. I was about to snap, bro. You can't give count when there's no count to your word.
His legs are gone as he goes back to his corner as Altamimi lands another big shot.
I think Perez has no legs from the punches. I think Altamimi, his legs are going from the fatigue, too, though. You know, I don't know if because he's not getting hit as cleanly as Perez is getting hit as cleanly, right? I mean, the shots are a little wider on Perez.
I don't see a doctor allowing this to continue, and they don't.
Absolutely. That had to happen just because the way that Makiki Eduardo Perez walked back to his corner, there was nothing left in his legs. The way he was just not catching his balance. Thankfully, someone stepped in and did their job.
But I'll say, man, Altamimi's working his way through the ranks, and you start to think about him and D. You start to wonder about his ability to take a punch. I'm telling you, I fought D, and I fought a lot of guys. D is a naturally strong puncher. And Altamimi tonight against a guy who's not a big puncher, wasn't taking a great shot when getting hit cleanly. It's going to be interesting because he's got a lot of weapons. He's very strong himself. He's a puncher. He's physically strong himself. This weight class is really getting exciting.
Was it Teddy Atlas who said, yeah, he's one of those guys that gets offended if you don't hit him? Yeah. Ultimately, one of those guys that gets offended if you don't punch him.
Oof. 7 knockdowns in favor of Adel Altamimi, and Makiki Perez just kept showing heart. One time after another, getting up, probably not for his own good.
Quote, a great man in a great movie, guts will get you so far and then they'll get you killed. Yeah. And that's one of those things where his heart was certainly in the fight, but couldn't really see those punches coming at the end.
And look, Altamimi can't even celebrate himself. Both guys are so worn out from one another. What a fight. They both gave their all tonight. It was really, really good. These two, guys like this are a credit to combat sports. I know some people will say, oh, it's too brutal, this and this, but guys like this, the character they showed, the guts they showed, the refusal to lose that they showed, it's honorable. I mean, it's just humbling.
Paulie, this face reminds me of Ruslan Provodnik after the Tim Bradley fight. And then when we look at Kyoshoukin Altamimi, you say, oh, that's the face of the loser, but the face of the winner is not much better tonight.
Yeah.
Look at him. He hasn't been carried over to congratulate his opponent.
Both guys, it was one of those fights where if it would have went to round 5, anybody could have still got knocked out. They wound up stopping it in favor of Altamimi, but anybody was going. I think Altamimi was very, very shrewd in falling down and taking him down with him, so he got some rest.
All right, let's set up the Big Mo for the official time of the stoppage between these warriors.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frank Tigg calls a stop to this contest right at the end of the 4th round, the start of the 5th, declaring your winner by TKO via doctor stoppage and still undefeated, Adel Kyoshoukin Altamimi.
You talk about wars, you talk about fighters who leave a little of themselves inside the trigon. Both guys will not be the same after tonight.
Oof. I'll tell you, man, that was some fight.
Today, you saw 2 warriors in the ring. Gareth Davis is with the winner.
Adel, come to me, please. We need to speak to you into the camera. We need to speak to you. What an extraordinary fight. What a man you are. What a man he is. Just describe what you went through in that unbelievable war with 9 knockdowns there.
I said, you have to kill me to beat me, but I don't die easy. I said that. I born to do this. I'm a warrior. That's what they call me, humble warrior. I don't talk shit. I'm just confident. It's a tough fight. But here, Bernardo, get ready, baby. I'm going to fuck you up.
So you're the second 154-pound fighter to call out Rolando D tonight, who's our super welterweight champion. You deserve it more than Smash T. Nelson, yeah?
Yeah. You guys tell me if I deserve it or not.
Take a look at yourself in action here. It's quite extraordinary. Talk us through what you're going through in these moments.
Oh, it's tough. My mind just go. Fuck how my body feel. My mind didn't give up. I didn't give up in a war. A real war in Iraq. I don't give up war like this.
You're a spiritual and physical warrior. Just a word on your opponent, because I think you knocked him down 7 or 8 times. He would not stop, would he? You've come through something very special tonight.
No, this motherfucker tough. All respect to him. He's a tough son of a bitch. And he make me better for warrior and fighters. I learned from this, and I'm going to come up better.
You're the reason that we love this sport so much. Adel Altamimi, everybody. Give it up for his opponent, Eduardo Perez.
I want to say thank you to all my family and fans. Come and show me support. I love you all. I really did it for you guys too.
And we've still got more fights to come, and we love you, our fighters. It's incredible what they're achieving.
6 and presented by RainBet. Experience betting without boundaries at rainbet.com. Adios Tequila Seltzer, the official tequila seltzer of BKB. Thirst Responder, the official hydration water of BKB. Tough Shed, you dream it, we build it at toughshed.com. Producer Mezcal, a mezcal for everyone. Estrella Insurance, pay less than what you pay now for auto insurance, up to 50% less. By Hydro Shot, science in every sip, performance you can trust. And BoxRec, the official data partner of BKB.
Wow. We're back in Los Angeles for BKB 56, and this place has seen something special tonight. A lot of knockouts, but it's not every evening that you get to see a fight of the year candidate, and that's what Adel Altamimi and Eduardo Perez just delivered for the fans. So the pressure is on for tonight's main event. Vicious Victor Ortiz will take on the Cinderella man, Dominic Salcido, a man who came from the depths to look for glory starting tonight.
Step by step, I walked 100 miles, and I still ain't sure just what I'm trying so hard to find.
I'm 42 years of age. I've just been doing it since I was 10 years old, so I grew up doing it. My dad introduced me at a young age, and from then on, I